Alright there. Hello everybody. Welcome to Guild Wars 2 Master. Hope we're all doing okay. So today is going to be a bit of a mix stream. In that we're going to be doing a lot of the new content, Dragon Bash. So buckle up for that. And I've got something pretty cool to show you as soon as we get in-game. And then also, we're going to be doing some of the regular Master things, because of course the show must go on. And we've got stuff to do. So yeah, I'll be showing you all of that as soon as possible. Right now, I'm in-game. I've already done my races and stuff, so that's all fine. But, oh, excuse me, I was just having a really long yawn there. But also, what I'd like to do is, I can't remember what I was going to say now. Whatever, I'm already in-game. Oh, I already did the races. But yeah, so now, let's just move on. That was my outfit tab, by the way. I thought I'd show it off on today's stream, even if it's only for a very brief moment. So, we turn this up. I just heard some voices in the background, and I was wondering if that was my own stream playing back very quietly, but no, it was. I think it was the char. And so, yeah, we're just gathering stuff from the home instance. Now, I want to show you this technique again, because last time I did it on stream, it didn't work, and it was I made a bit of a fool of myself. But basically, you're going to stand as close as you can to the bloodstone crystals, and then hit the candy corn, and you'll see we're getting bloodstone, rubies, and dust here. And it pops the thing, right? So it totally is possible. You just have to stand at the right place. And this is like max range on the AoE there. So you can just about clip it. So yeah, we'll grab this stuff. And, oh yeah, so karma is a thing. Again, I've gathered enough karma for another 2 minis. So we'll be going back to Lake Doric. And trying our best to remember. Let's see, we did this heart. This heart and this heart, right? Or I should say this and this. So we still need to see Sage's Haven, if there's a heart there, I can't remember. Fort Avinia and the Harvest Cascades. There's so many things in Lake Doric. There's so much going on. And we need to see what they had available for sale and all of those. Could be more minis available for us. With any luck, we've already bought 1 or 2. Or with any other luck, I feel this is kind of a weird thing to say, but there might not be minis on some of those hearts. I feel like there will be. But in which case, we'd be done with Lake Doric today. But I've only got enough karma for another 2 purchases. It is hundreds of thousands of karma after all. So, you know, we've got a lot of work to do. SCX, it's good to see you, man. Very good to see you. Looking for you the other day for some Google foo. But, yeah, so, that's basically the idea. And then I've got some cool mails. We'll continue gathering our Dragon Bash AP. So, I realized I made a mistake on a recent stream. Why is the dog whining? I made a mistake on a recent stream where essentially... shit, what was I saying? Why do I keep losing my tangent at the moment? There were 2 mistakes I made, but I just wanted to talk about a minor one. Just there. Can't remember. Someone will have to remind me what the hell I was talking about a second ago. So the other mistake was this. I did Dragon Stand yesterday. Got back on that. Just did 1 Dragon Stand. I had been doing multiple Dragon Stands before, but only did 1. I take back what I said about getting crystalline ore. I was wrong. I did a Dragon Stand, and on the advice of one of you guys in Spud, I did absolutely everything in the map. Because I used a Taco Marco route pack. So I went down all the lanes, got all the camps as it was going along, and then I got all the bonus areas, and then I got all the extra little random caches that spawn just in random places around the map. I got every single thing. There was a lot of machetes, a single Dragon Stand, but I got everything, the entire map, which is quite the job, made easier by Taco, admittedly. And it took a while, and it took a lot of currency. And then I got lucky as well. On about 4 of my caches, maybe even 5, I got lucky and got rolls of 10. So with all of that combined, I did come out with just about 100 crystalline ore. I did come out with about 100. And a couple of times in chat, actually, over last week, people were saying, hey, WP, you can get about 100 from a thing. And I sort of scoffed at that and said, I don't really think that's true, blah, blah, blah. But no, they're right. You can. It's just, you know, you've got to go a bit hardcore with it. But so, yeah, I managed to do that, which brings our total to about halfway to the next mini from that map, which would be kind of nice. So, yeah, we'll see how that looks. Right, I think with all of that done, Okay, oh yeah, and then cleaning this character's inventory is a bit of a nightmare. I really want to know what it was I was going to tell you guys about this mistake I made. What was it? We were talking about minis? I really don't know. I guess I'm a bit too brain dead and sleepy at the moment to fully figure it out. Right, let's... Oh, there's winter berries I never gathered. Let's go grab those. Most you've got in a Dragon Standard 70-ish. Should have used Taco and you're making Nevermore. Yeah, well, I mean, one legendary, man. I wouldn't regret it too much. You played enough of the game, you'll be in there a hell of a lot. You'll, you know, you'll blink and you'll be on your 3rd or 4th of ultimately. Not that I've made 3 or 4 Dragon Stand oriented legendaries myself. What have I made? I've made Chuka. I've made Flames of War. I've made Zaquatl. I think that's it. I think those are the only HOT era legendaries that I've made. But I really like a lot of them. I actually think Gen 2, now that we can review Gen 2 in full, I actually think Gen 2 is pretty damn good. I think Shushadu is kind of a gimmicky, silly thing, but I think it's really cool. I think the HMS Divinity is really cool for a rifle. Even if you don't like the way it looks, I think that the projectiles and the sound effects on it are fucking awesome. I think Astrolaria looks really cool. I think Nevermore's really cool and has a great story. I think all of those have great stories. The Mace is a little bit lame, maybe. But, I mean, it's edgy and fiery, and so for that reason, it's quite exciting. I'm not that into the Shining Blade. Lots of people are into that. I really like Shara, the hammer. But not necessarily because I think it looks great or is really well defined or whatever. I mostly like the hammer because it's really rare and people don't think about it much. Like, to me... That's the ultimate Easter egg legendary in the game to me now. The hammer, the Orion hammer. And besides, it's ores, so, I mean, what's not to like about ore? What else was there? I think the whole set's generally pretty fun. I actually think Pharos is really cool as well. When you see, like, a longbow pew-pew ranger blowing you up with it, I think it's pretty cool. Oh, yeah, so the other thing I was going to tell you guys is... oh, by the way, yeah, our Winter's Day things are selling, as you can see down here in a second. They're selling, slowly but surely, so we are getting money back. I did make a video yesterday, but not on Dragon Bash. My plan was to do one on Dragon Bash, then I kind of got distracted and did other things. But I made an hour-long video about what I want from PvP balance going forwards. And I'm just debating which channel to put it on, as always. I mean, I should be putting it on Wooden Potatoes 1, I know. But again, it's very harsh on Sikkim Ranger, and people just like hate it when I point out how broken Ranger is. They don't like it. They clap their hands to their ears and go, la 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 la, you're a wanker, WP. And I don't know. I mean, I was really fierce about it here. I basically said twice in the commentary track that the balance team should be legitimately embarrassed that they let Sikkim Soulbeast get to where it is. That's literally what I said in it. And I never even advocated a nerf to Sikkim. Just other stuff about Ranger. I never even touched the damage or the modifiers. Just other things that allow it to get it. The spread of Gen 2 is a lot better in that they fit into the niche they were meant for really, really well. Yeah, I think the whole set's really cool. Alright, let's go to Lake Doric. Let's get these going, shall we? I don't have any real grand plans here. What region am I on? I'm on North America today. We're in North America, so if you want a North America squad up, I've just created a squad. You can come along and play with me. It's always fun. What we're looking for are the Maws of Torment. So let's see when that's up, because that's usually up like quite early on the stream, isn't it? Alright, no, it's an hour. Someone remind me, in an hour, we got to do more Maws of Torment. I did a meta like 2 days ago, just before Dragon Bash, and I got like 3 for the whole thing. 3, it was awful. It's going to take a long time to get them all. So we want Maws of Torment. We want the Endless Gin Tonic unlock. Oh, by the way, as we travel, we want to grab shards here. Because that's why I'm going this route. But I should have come down here. Because we haven't just magically gathered more of these. So we want Jade Shards. We want the Endless Gin. So if anybody wants to push that at any point today, we'll go for that. We want all the Dragon Bash daily. Oh, I know. There you go. That's the mistake. I remember the mistake. It was to do with Dragon Bash. So the other mistake was I'd been kind of led astray. I thought that there was no sincere time gating on this festival. So what am I talking about here? Well, with Super Adventure Box, the way that the daily achievement dings and is designed in terms of rewards is you want every single daily. The second the festival's there, get the daily. Next day, do the daily. Do the daily, do the daily. And every, like, 5 days or whatever with Super Adventure Box, you've gathered enough daily things that you get a big reward. And it's like one of a weapon set, right? And then do the daily, do the daily, do the daily, do the daily. And then after X days, you get another one of a weapon set. And you just got to keep... So you want every single daily. And because of this, it's set up so that it will take multiple years to finish everything. Because per festival, you're only going to get so many dailies done. And then you have to wait until next year for the festival to come back to keep doing the dailies. So you really want every day because it's a multiple year-long project to get everything. That's true for Dragon Bash. That's true for Super Adventure Box. That's true for the Bazaar of the Four Winds and the Labyrinthine Cliffs. That's why I'm missing some things. Now, for the Bazaar of the Four Winds, I got every single daily last year. I did it all. So we're really close, and we're on track for when it returns this year. So that's brilliant. So now we come to Dragon Bash, a new festival. And yesterday I thought, well, this isn't designed the same. I've been told by someone, or led to believe, maybe we had miscommunicated a little bit. I don't want to act like they've done something wrong. But that there was no such thing for Dragon Bash. That Dragon Bash, it was kind of relaxed. Most of it was very within your grasp. You just kind of go in there and you got to do a few dailies, but it's nothing crazy. However, I think that's a mistake. I think what actually is true is you do need to do all the dailies because as far as I now understand, the holographic weapons, we need to blind this guy so that we don't get immobilized. The holographic weapons are like 5 days for a single one, and there's a holographic weapon for everything in the game, and there's no other way to unlock them right now. Maybe the devs will add them to automatic unlockers at a later point, but that's what I understand. Does anybody in chat want to confirm that? Why am I tagged up? Because we're streaming and people can come and play if they want. You can come help with the events. Like look at this, the Jade Arm. No, nobody's been pushing that. You know, if we've got a bunch of people running with us, we would probably do an event like this. And also, people can join the squad and then go to other maps and look for, you know, other metas and push them and then say, hey, WP, it's up, and come invite me over to it. There's a plethora of things that people in squads can help with for Master now. We could get the Endless Gin Tonic going. We could get any of the Specialization NPC events going so that we could get minis from them. We could do lots of things. There's a holographic for every weapon in the game, which says shippage, question mark. Alright, I haven't explained that very well. You know, all the precursors, every single precursor now has a holographic variant of that precursor. So you can get the Bard again now in the game, except it's the holographic Bard. Right, that's it. It's just a little twist to all the precursors. Holographic variants on all precursors. And I believe you get those through the daily system. God damn it, Leary says, of course, there's only 2 days I can join the stream, and he's on NA for them both. Look, man, the EU streams, lots of people get on in. I do a lot of them. I'm trying to do a bit of a balance. But look, we just had somebody else doing a Feels Bad Man alongside the EU VNA thing. Dosty would be proud, wherever he is. He wasn't at some of the recent streams, was he? Not since that discussion about raising animals do I remember seeing Dusty. Well, every Gen 1 land precursor, no underwater ones. Oh, there's no underwater ones. That actually makes me happy, because, you know, we're talking about 15 less festival days, which is over 2 weeks, which is, you know, basically half a year's worth of stuff you can do, right? Let's be very clear about this. So, you know, I'm pretty happy with that. Oh, no, Dusty is here, and he is proud. What the fuck? There you go. He's just not talking much. There you go. Okay. How do I get the hollow weapons? Well, that's what I'm kind of asking you guys. My understanding now is that it's from the daily, dinging the daily multiple times. That's what I believe. I'd love to hear, no, WP, this is the mistake. You were right yesterday. The truth is that they come from the hollow stampedes or whatever. That's what I'd like to hear. But nobody else seems to know either in chat. Where are chat experts? Yeah, okay, well, North Stars says just do dailies. Yeah, it is. It's 5 dailies for a holographic weapon. There you go, there you go. Look, we're on the ball now. We know what we're talking about. Right, so, we got to do Sage's Haven, which is easiest to do when there is the event by this boat at the SS Pinkeens. But I guess we can run around getting White Mantle Traps for now. That gave such a pathetically small amount of heart credit. It makes my head spin. Are you going to check the wardrobe unlock analyzer on stream, or you will leave it for after and ultimately forget? I'll leave it for after and ultimately forget. Also, since you're getting it really weird now, you're almost tempting me to not touch it. You really need to drop the subject, probably. It's like, you're insane, Rod. You really need to chill out. I don't like the idea that someone can be so aggressively obsessed with a thing and then ultimately get what they want. You're over the line now. Don't worry, we will look at the wardrobe unlocker. We will figure it out, don't worry. It's not that pertinent, though. It was pertinent for yesterday's stream. But in general, right now, I know that I need these minis. I'm going to get these minis. I know that I need certain account-bound oriented things that are from exclusive content. So we're going to get them. I know that I need the Dragon Bash stuff. There's no reason to look at it right now. Not that those weapons look good, but in a completionist perspective. Yeah, well, I mean, that's what Master's all about, isn't it? I have enough goals. It's not pertinent. You're wrong. It's not pertinent for this stream right now. There's been literally nothing in all 40 days of Master that has suggested whatsoever I have no goals. Or don't have goals set up. They've been fucking chock-a-block with them. Let's see if we can get... Oh, I'm not even in range here. I guess we'll just kill some of the White Mantle in here. The focus looks good. Well, I want the headpiece as well. So we'll have to look at that. What's up? Hope you're well. I'm well. Thanks very much, John05K. K5. Actually, that reminds me. Let's look at our mail. Okay, so, and we'll see this. So, obviously, we raised massive amounts of funds yesterday, and we did lots of very cool things, right? And it was amazing. And I would be a fool to expect it again. However, we got the dragon for the EU Guild, and they're very happy with it, and it's very cool. But I know a lot of you guys are NA, and I know a lot of the invites we got yesterday are NA, and I know NA wants a dragon as well. And I also know that we got some spare jawbreakers yesterday. They must have auto-deposited. They must be depositable. We got some jawbreakers. And I did say, look, I'd love to get one for NA as well. So let's try and get one for NA. Why not? Let's try and get one for NA. So on this stream, I am going to put a jawbreaker countdown thing on there. And maybe we can't get it on this one stream. But maybe we make it a bit of a project for the rest of the Dragon Bash as it goes along. And instead of me getting to Quarters Horde coffers, I try and focus all my energy on getting the NA Guild of Dragon instead of to Quarters Hordes. I don't know. And so with all of that said, let's look at our mails. Drake, Dragon Hologram Generator, 46 minutes ago. This happened just before the stream. Would love to see a dragon in the North American Guild as well. Hopefully this is a good jump start toward that. And alone, Drake has gone 30 Deljamore Steel, 30 July ingots. So we're already looking at about 300 gold that they've done just with these two. So that's that part done. And we're just down to the Jawbreaker sync. And 20 Jawbreakers, which on top of the 12 we already have, means we're at 32 already. Which means that we only need 68. NA has had... Do you remember how long it took EU to get to the 68 bit? Oh, shit. I shouldn't have done that. So we only need 68 left. So, I mean, that's pretty incredible, I think. I mean, it's insane, really. So, some of that's overflow from the EU, whatever, but, you know. So, thank you so much, Drake. That's amazing. I don't know if you're watching the stream right now. But, that's fucking incredible. And since you did this, there's no way I'm going to sit here now and be like, oh, we've already had enough. Look, people are still going for it. They want the NA Dragon, so let's get the NA Dragon. So, yeah, there you go. 68 Jawbreakers remaining, and let's hope we can get them. Speaking of which, my muse here, 16 minutes ago, says, hope this helps out for the Guildhall. So there you have that. Thank you very much, my muse. That was before I even started this little conversation. That was probably while we were talking about minis, I guess. I don't know. Probably not there. It was a bit early for the wardrobe unlock discussion. But okay, so we've got 66 to go. So thank you very much, my muse. So we'll just see how it goes, right, guys? But that's pretty incredible progress already. Should I write second dragon? Maybe we have it like that or something. Or maybe we put it here. I don't know. Maybe. Also, let's put an outline on it. Not a white outline, black outline. Yeah, a little bit more legible now, right? Looks a little bit better. Alright, so there you have it. So yeah, if you guys want to contribute to building a dragon, just send a mail to my character here, Lys, L-Y-S, with a jawbreaker in it. And if you ask a question at the same time, I'll respond to that question to the best of my abilities. So there you go, NAEU equal rights from Jake Coolboy. There you go, and we get another one. Thank you very much, Jake Coolboy. But if you ask me a question, I'll do my best to answer it. Yesterday it kind of became, oh, I was really only answering questions in the end for jawbreakers. I'll try not to do that. I'm going to try and keep this as a regular stream, and I'm going to shill it constantly. But that's on my mind, and we'll work. Look at this. This is beautiful, guys. 2 more. This is from Fluffy. The going will be slow because I blew most of my gold on getting some achievements done, but I am here for this. There you go. So, look, I know that NA is enthusiastic, and I do not think of NA as second-class citizens. The only reason the EU guild got it is because really the EU guild is all about decorations. You know, it was only fair to continue and carry that torch. One of the things I've always been very distinctly concerned about with opening the NA branch is the idea that we start diluting across the halls, and now we don't really feel very impressive because we have sort of 2 mediocre branches instead of one insane, like, best in the game branch and one that's, you know, mediocre. Because, you know, Spud 2 in terms of decorations isn't going to magically become the ultimate decorating guild hall just because it gets a dragon, right? It needs all that other stuff. It needs the years of work that EU's had. So, yeah, I definitely wanted the first one on there, but I'd love to keep building NA after that point, you know. Last night in Spud chat, someone was saying, and then there is this dragon projector for guild halls that costs 100 jawbreakers. That is just absurd. So I had to interject and say, actually, we already bought it this morning. Spud is too awesome for even Spuds to realise. Oh, yeah, oh, that was in our guild chat. That's funny, man. Did they then go to the hall and have a look? I mean, it's brilliant, though. That's the kind of thing that they're supposed to be. I feel like I'm not responding to something I was supposed to. That's what the guild hall decorations really are all about to me, you know. I really, really like that. What I really want from the team now, I used to have so many requests and desires and things that I'd love to see, and, you know, you never know whether it's ever going to happen. But what I would very much like is, you know, they did the Super Adventure floor, and you know they did the gold Super Adventure floor. What I would like is a gold... wait. They did a snowy Super Adventure floor and a regular one. What I'd like is a golden floor. It doesn't have to be Super Adventure, obviously. But I'd like golden floors and golden walls. Because what I really want to do is I want to build... Oh, we can rep Spud 2 here, but I'll do it in a second. What I want is, as far as trophies are concerned, I want every trophy in the game. Obviously, these are all impossible, by the way, since they abandoned PvP guild integration efforts. But I want every trophy in the game in, like, a big golden room. And what I want it to be is, like, flanked with orders globes and maybe, like, a big dragon projector in the middle and all that kind of stuff. I think that'd be awesome. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, it is nighttime right now. Hold on. Let's have a look at nighttime dragon. That was something I wanted to do today. No, but it really wasn't too expensive. This has always been the problem with Guild Hall decorations. People see the 2,500 gold price tag, and they say to themselves, that's too much. But they're just thinking about their own wallet. They're thinking about their own pocket. They don't really have any sense for the fact that this is an entire group of people. If you get 50 people contributing to a 2,500 gold price tag, it gets finished really fucking fast, and it's not even that much effort for individuals. How do you think crowdfunding works? By the way, I'm on Patreon. The same is true for actually my life. I could actually live a comfortable, happy life if you sign up on Patreon for just a tiny little bit. If just a couple of you do it. There you go, Patreon down there. Thank you. I'm actually deeply serious about that. If you guys are interested, there's a link there. I don't know whether I'm supposed to be wry and jokey about that or whether I should try and lower the tone every time I mention it. Anyway, yeah, he looks very cool. He looks more visible, obviously. He's behind buildings a lot right now, but yeah. Most guilds have like 20 active players. There's something to be said for that, Rod. There definitely is, to see what the average number of users in a guild is and then go from there. There's kind of an ugly thing about people, and that's that we all swarm together in massive zergs. We all swarm to a select few individual guilds. We swarm together, you know, physically in game to complete content together. And well, that means that there's like a very big discrepancy between the very top end and everything else that's sort of in the middle. And that's also true for websites like Patreon. You get someone like me that is able to at least get support on there, and then the vast majority of people will get, like, you know... Like, when I use Guild Wars 2 Launch Buddy, there's always a little thing saying, hey, I'm on Patreon. And whenever I use Efficiency, there's always a little thing saying, hey, I'm on Patreon. But, you know, the best users of Patreon, to be honest... And I guess it's not in my interest at all to say this, but it really should be said. The best users of Patreon are the ones that go... and they spend just a little bit of money on lots of different people that they enjoy all at once. And sometimes they'll tell you that when they sign up. And that always feels pretty good. So, if I remember rightly, isn't there a mechanic here where you're not even supposed to be able to get to this guy? Look at how much the game's design has changed. You're not even meant to get to him until the event's done and the doors go through. But hey, there you go. Alright, what we got? The mini... Oh, it's another cat, guys! Ooh, another cat. I mean, how many more cats can they add to the game? Oh, this is the last one. Wait. But there's still a kitten we don't have available for purchase on the gem store. There's still a kitten. I suppose there's a couple of puppies and wolves and things here. So if we can get that orange kitten somehow, I mean, I don't know whether I want to spend those gems on that. If we can get the orange kitten and we're about to get this ghostly cat, we'll finally have all the cat minis done. But we are slightly shy of shards, so what do we want to do? I think Liz has already gathered the vast majority, so let's just quickly character swap. And just do the route again, very briefly. Grab what we can, buy the cat, do the next heart, see what minis available there. You were able to parkour up even without mounts. Fair enough, but I don't think they wanted you to. Okay, should I put it that way? Is that fair? Oh, thanks, Leary. Thank you very much. Oh, I feel bad, actually. Somebody asked me to respond to a Patreon comment on stream the other day, and I actually haven't done that yet. I haven't looked at Patreon. Check squad chat. Starting Zia Escort WP. We'll let you know when we get to the crystals. Awesome. Okay, Zaphod. Brilliant. We'll try the Zia. This is really good, the way that we're doing this at the moment. Because the only way we'll ever get like Endless Sonic is by just consistently pressuring that content over and over. Speaking of which, we need to do Merlin again. Exactly like what we do with Merlin. Except she's this huge dynamic event that's just really like time consuming. So the way we're doing it as a community, so that I can essentially participate in it to the same degree I would just the Griffin race, is brilliant. Because we may have to do this for the next, you know, X months. Until we get lucky enough and get it. Techno Newt, thanks very much for the host. I really should watch one of your streams, Newt. What kind of stuff do you stream? What kind of content do you play? Let's hear it. I hope he's in chat. I would really, really, really love to hear. And what your viewers are coming along from. What they're interested in watching. But to the 8 of you, welcome, welcome. Hope you all enjoying yourself. Having a nice morning. Get yourself some breakfast. Today is the day I'm going to get coffee, by the way, guys. Getting coffee today. Dusty said say PvP. Did I deposit them on lists such that I can mouse over and see how many I've got? I didn't. Does anyone remember how many I need to gather for Liz to be able to make that purchase? I guess I'll just do the full route because otherwise it's going to be awkward, like getting off the thief and then going back on the thief and yeah. I just asked what you stream. I just asked what content you play. What you stream, Techno Newt. That's what I asked. For some reason, I feel like that hotkey is generic mount up, but it's not. It's sky scale mount up. No, I know that we need 25. I know it costs 25, but we already have a certain amount, don't we? So I'm asking how much we need to actually get to the price. Not the the total price, not the gross. We're looking for the net. Yeah. Right? Do you get the pun, guys? Because we're in a fishing area. Huh? 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 Right. Oh, it's a raid stream, is it? Very cool. Well, hovering over in the inventory doesn't matter because the other ones are deposited, which I already said all this out loud, so it doesn't matter. We have a certain amount on list that aren't deposited, so I can't mouse over and just tell. That's why I was asking you guys. Basically, I'm asking you to tell me how many lists has in their inventory. But again, it's all completely irrelevant because I'm going to do the full course anyway, because otherwise it will feel weird to dip on and off the thief. Oh no, there you go. He mostly streams achievement hunting. You raid 3 times a week. You do fractals daily, sometimes festival stuff. Are people really interested in watching daily fractals? Because that's a thing that I should be doing, and we've slipped a little bit of fractals on sometimes on some of these streams. Ideally, what I'd like to do is wake up, and I would like to do the races and start a set of fractals. And right on the arse end of the fractals, I would like to kick the stream up. So as the stream begins, like I'm just finishing up fractals, and then we get into doing master as fractals are closing out. That way you see the fractals and you see the reward and you see the box opening and stuff, but you don't see the whole thing, you know. But I don't wake up too much. Okay, they're fighting Vemian right now. So, so let me just have one final quick look here for a couple more shards. It's interesting to me how much currency I've had to work for as well for this, for these minis. I'm getting like a real experience. I'm not getting a like, oh, we're going back now and we've got basically everything. We're just cleaning up house. No, 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 no. I'm getting the full Lake Doric experience here of, okay, you're going to need to get a shit ton of karma and you're going to need to get these things by character swapping, and you're going to be somewhat gated by the days for the fragments to respawn and all that kind of... I'm getting the full experience. To a certain extent, it's not the full experience because we are mounting around. But beyond that, I mean, you can't argue with it. Also, really cool to see random players around. You get more interaction if you're explaining a fractal mechanics or saying why you play the builds you do for certain fights and encounters. Interesting. Yeah, people tend to always be interested in getting good. Oh, look, there's an Exalted giving us a thing. I don't actually have that mail carrier. I don't care if Aeus dies here. Actually, I kind of do. I'm never going to rally, though, because that last tick was probably going to be a thing. Look, we've got enough. That's definitely enough for Lys's purchase. Let's quickly log on her now and get over to the Vemian fight. Because I'm pushing it pretty late here. Oh, yeah, you can pluck the peach, right, for a daily fragment. We got to be quick here because I'm going to get put in combat. Shit, I'm in combat. The bigger the world map gets, the worse that gets. Right? I guess if I was just really efficient, I would have just known to get to Vitendi there. Right, let's go. I'm actually going to do it this way. Vemian is 50%. Okay, no, we're good. We're good. We're good. I think this is better than climbing that cliff because we can simply refresh here. Or to be honest, we could even swap mounts to Springer. And we also would have been fine. All right, let's tag this. We've got plenty of time. Brilliant. By the way, I noticed that a couple of my Let's Play characters had ornate rusted keys on them. So I've collected those up. We're now up to 43. Remember, we get 1 a day. And unless we get an unlocker kit. If you guys send me Blackline keys, we get extra unlocker kits and that goes quicker. Once we have 100 of them, we're going to enter a phase where we get a ton of AP very quickly by doing an interesting thing where we put all of our characters in different places. And we also might get lucky and get our last aqua breathers in the entire game and finish that section off of the wardrobe. But we need to get 100 keys before we're really looking into that. So I'm just slowly building them up. But I thought you guys might be interested in the fact we've done that. The reason I'm saying that now is because we're doing Vemian here. So what I'm thinking is very quickly after Vemian, I'll go get Merlin. And I'll go get Blood in the Water for today. Because those are two other little things that we want to get each time. Alright, so these are charging up. Instead of trying to DPS my own one here, it's actually much more efficient for me to stand with the group. And give them heatsink might and stuff. And extend the duration of their boons. Just because I really don't have much damage at the moment. You can't hear some parts of the game. Yeah, actually, I've just realised that. I guess it's because we have no effects volumes on. That's all it is. I haven't actually put dialogue volume on any of the streams lately. We did yesterday on Dragon Bash because there was new audio. But a lot of the audio is kind of annoying to stream because they'll just interrupt you. And it's stuff you've heard before, but you feel like you want to credit the game. And I don't know, it's just a bit weird. So I have it turned off. And I've actually found streaming's a lot more pleasant with dialogue turned off. I get to sort of own the show a bit more without all the NPCs interjecting constantly. So Kiwi, thanks very much for the sub. Thank you so much. And I say, anyone who subs, thank you very much. I feel like I'm not saying thanks enough to people for that. Alright, there we go. So let's see. Did we get it? No, I got a regular gin tonic. Nothing major there. Oh, we got a mail. It's a Jawbreaker. 4 minutes ago. Donation for the Spud 2 Dragon. Hey, WP, I know it's not much, but here's one for the North American Spuds. My question is, what would you think of a Char-based expansion Living World season that revolves around a new warmongering Karna rising to power, especially since the Claw is now in the game? Well, I don't think the Claw being in the game really affects my enthusiasm for that in any way at all. But I think, if anything, it might diminish it a little bit. But I think it's a really cool idea. I love the idea of having a Char expansion. I don't know whether it really needs to be about Karna rising up. I appreciate that aspect of the world seems like a brilliant setup into some kind of big Karna story, but I don't think it has to be so. I don't think we have to do that. But I think it's a fun idea, definitely. And Char lore and Char aggression and militarism and brutality, I think is sorely lacking in the game. So take me to the Blood Legion. Take me to Banger. And let's see some Char personal story, Blood Legion feeling stuff. Or let's see some Guild Wars 1 feeling stuff for the Char. The day of the cute kitties and Ritlock's bullied little, you know. I love you, Ritlock. I love you too, Commander. I love you. Let's see that over. Let's see some fucking cool Char. Bye-bye, Omakhan. Bye-bye. Alright, here we go. Mini ghosty chat. Chat? Cat. You know what was weird there? I looked at chat as I said that. That was weird. Alright, so we get into the cat. I did just say goodbye to the kitties, but we're getting this one. There's another 100k karma. We'll add it. Oh yeah, we got these to craft as well. I don't know the process for that right now. We'll have a look. There you go. Why is there a ghostly cat here? Is he in the Cordicus's Manor Mansion mission? Demon Kintaku. Thank you very much, Demon King. Oh my god. You're gifting subs. Or, yeah, to a sub, sorry. Anyway, to Devidol. Thank you. Devidol, you don't deserve that. Look at that kindness. You best pay that forwards. Alright, so I don't know what I was so mean there, I'm sorry. So let's check the heart, I guess, first. And then we'll swap for more thingies. I guess I said that because I always see on streams when someone like if I'm an audience member in a stream, if someone gifts a sub, the streamer always like gets down on their knees and like worships not only the gifter, but the giftee. And I understand, you know, encouraging the gifter and, you know, wanting to be like, look, look, you did something awesome, blah, blah, blah. But what has the giftee done? And it happens to me a lot. Like, if I'll go to someone's stream and I just, like, type something, they'll be like, whoa, Wooden Potatoes is here, and people gift me subs. And that's really nice, and I like that. That's very nice, but I don't really deserve them. I didn't do anything for them. I'm not a regular viewer of those streams. And I'm sort of sitting there thinking, what did I do? And then the streamer, like, sometimes, well, not so much anymore, because I think for most Guild Wars streams that it's become a regular enough occurrence that they don't make a big deal of it anymore. But, like, I just feel like you don't want those thanks, like, it's completely unwarranted. I only deserve some thanks or some credit or some recognition at all, frankly, if I actually do something. If I sit there and beg in chat and say, can I have a sub, please? Please, may I have a sub? And then someone gives it. Like, what have I done, really? This is Guild Wars 2 Master, where I'm asking for Jawbreakers today. Jawbreakers. You can send Jawbreakers to Paradin3164. Yeah, the gifter is giving to the streamer. The giftee is not. The giftee is just sat there. No, you guys seem confused about what I'm talking about. Maybe I misphrased it. Obviously, the gifter is encouraging the stream, and the streamer likes that. The person who buys the gift for the sub for someone else. But the person who just sits there and says, "Can I have a sub?" and doesn't do anything for it. What are they doing? Look at this. What the hell? Demon King Taku. What the hell, man? Demon King Taku is gifting 5 tier 1 subs. So thank you, Demon King Taku. To Tether, you did nothing. You're not interesting to me. To Mandrew Ma, you did nothing. You're not interesting to me. To Viper371, you did nothing. You're not interesting to me. To iMonster, you did nothing. You're not interesting to me. And to Divrayan Maol, you did nothing. You're not interesting to me. You guys suck. But Demon King Taku, you guys don't just suck. You're worse than a regular chat viewer. That's what you are. You're worse than the regular viewer. As a giftee, I'm feeling offended. But wow, Demon King, that's really nice, man. In all seriousness, thank you very much. Alright, finally we get the Jade Cannon. Now, we come down here. Running low DPS in the open world. Not good. Right, give me this. Now, what was this? The one I can ping and know whether they see me. For some reason, it has a raid tail. These we plant in the barrels. This is a shadow step. Am I? Oh, I'm not pure stealth. I'm just on their team, aren't I? And they'll see me if I tamper with things. So what is it we did again? We come in here and we free the soldier as long as no one's looking at us. We ruin their plans. I haven't done this for a long time. This is fun, man. We're going to chance this. No. Oh, that Elementalist didn't see us. I'm amazed at that. Or maybe poisoning the stuff you can do. Oh no, disguises removed if witnessed. Well, she's going to make that take a while. I used to have a really good memory for this. And exactly how this worked. I guess once that Necromancer turns around, this is available, so. I had a donation as well, did I? Alright, hold on, guys. Look, I'm playing Assassin's Creed here. Give me a second. So, Kiwi, Yo WP, did you see my previous anonymous donation? Had to leave immediately and didn't hear a response. Oh, half an hour ago? Shit, no, I missed that. Hi, WP. I donated at the end of your stream yesterday. Here's the link. Wow, you can send me YouTube links through donation UI? Minutes 30 to 40 is the important part. He talks about egg timers, emotional investment, and other stuff. Not just related to that MMO. Okay, cool. I will see that. Right, so yeah, you guys don't know what's going on. I'll just explain. Yesterday, someone in chat told me about a chat from a GDC chat, I think it was, from an ex-World of Warcraft developer. Oh, shit, he saw me? He wasn't directly facing me, though. I should have verified, I guess. So here's a question. Do we get credit for this? I don't think you do you? An ex-MMO developer for WoW who was basically rallying against daily gates and daily mechanics and so-called egg timers, I believe is the phraseology he's using in the talk. And it just sounds like an interesting talk, to be honest. It sounds kind of cool to hear someone from a learned place of expertise who's been in development of like the pinnacle MMO, who has these opinions that actually seem to quite deeply contrast with the way that the industry has moved. Sounds pretty cool. And anyway, they recommended the talk to me, but it never went any further, so they've just reminded me there as well. All right, North American. Oh my God, it's not. Okay, Sandstorm. When I have time for a roll. Okay, Zaphod. This is the one I was really looking for here, though. Jatix is coming on with the Jawbreakers. So our second dragon purchase. 2 more. Thank you very much. Ask me a question when you do that, guys, so that I can answer something for you, so you can get value out of it. So that's 60. Give me my skills. Why can't I just insta-get the skills? Thank you. Good morning, Parsley Lion. WP becoming more like a Blood Legion char every day. How so? That no one knows you're a Blood Legion char on the internet. That's the beauty of it. Wait, did these respawn already, or did I just never get them? Can't do anything just yet. We'll wait for the armor. Look, this is all about patience, okay? Is he facing the other way? Let's see. Oh, hold on. It's not a line of sight mechanic, is it? It's just a range mechanic. Wait, what? Oh, we put him into a combat stance, do we? If it's just a range, isn't it? So you can't trigger a thing while in range. They've done so many different variations of stealth mechanics in the game. At this point, especially after Living World Season 4. Yeah, today is North America. We are playing on NA. The squad is, you know, just for whatever purposes. Oh, I never did the Griffin race. Whoops. And Blood in the Water as well. Do you know what? This is so ridiculous. Okay, how many there are? Let's just move on. I know you can get a lot of value very quickly from White Mantle plans in the next area. So this blacksmith totally saw us. Yeah, maybe this was a bit silly of me to even try this. It's quite immersive seeing him actually do some blacksmithing at a forge. And they actually titled him Blacksmith. Look, he's going to the repair anvil too. What am I currently working on? We're getting all the minis in the game. So during... Oh, the fuck is this? During all of the... What's really stupid about this is you just know that if I just waited a second longer... I'm going to try this. Alright, we got it. We poisoned the well. Or did we? I don't know, actually. Maybe I needed to interact instead of use the skill 2 there. During this Living World season, they added a ton of minis. All for, like, hundreds of thousands of karma. Takes ages. So, I'm basically just catching up with all of that. Which, you know, I'd missed out on in the past. So, I've got to verify this. No, maybe there is line of sight. The skill 3 is a teleport, by the way. And were I doing this daily, I'd be using the TP right now to remember sort of, you know, the more efficient movements. Okay, we're 50% done now. I'm assuming those bows never move, so this has to be possible. Or those armors, sorry. And this one, I'm assuming never moves, so it has to be possible. I think it's saving the captured people that gives you the most value. We'll go for this over here. Seems clean. I mean, in truth, this is one place where a Zerg would be pretty OP. If it was a purely selfless EU Zerg. It'd be pretty OP because you could just have them murdering all of the White Mantles so that the one guy is free to just do whatever the hell he wants. Alright, if there's ever going to be a verification of... Alright, but it seemed to be that guy that saw me. What's the easiest way out once we've ballsed up? If I could find a combat break, I could just sky scale over the wall. I don't like having Echo Vald Forest music here. Feels weird. This is okay. I'm sure we've spent so long here that some of the stuff's respawning now. I'm too high. Do I have the shield and the staff skin from that map? I actually think I do. I haven't verified the staff yet because I don't remember which heart they come from. But I definitely have the shield. It even appeared in my Let's Play erroneously. Because I thought it was a vanilla skin, but it was actually this. Do we get heart credit from this? I don't think you do you? I don't think you get any value out of this, so I'm just going to skip by. I mean, maybe in terms of getting Jadeite. The staff is the heart that I'm currently doing. Well, we'll be able to verify in a second then whether I've got it. Sorry. Do you think ArenaNet have written themselves into a corner by giving the players the expectation of killing all the Elder Dragons during Guild Wars 2's lifespan? No, I don't. I don't think that's a corner. I think that is the embodiment of the purpose of Guild Wars 2, is it not? You create a game that's marketed all around killing big dragons, and now we're saying that they've written themselves in a corner for having players expecting to kill big dragons. Hello? No, man, come on. I think it's absolutely par for the course, and I think it's right for the players to expect it, and I don't think there's anything exceptionally, what's the word I'm looking for? Specifically unwritable about it. I don't think there's any corner that they've backed themselves into. If they, but maybe there is a bit of a corner. All right, we got it. Maybe there is a bit of a corner in that they did make the Elder Dragons very big, and they were very ambitious, and they were very confident in their game engine and the kind of experiences they could give to us, which obviously immediately bit them in the ass when you see how the Zhaitan encounter went right at the beginning. But they're pushing it, and they're doing, you know, I think that this Kralkatorrik fight we've just experienced, I said it when the patch was new, and I'll say it again. I think pretty much gives every experience you could possibly want. Which way is your face? Yeah, you're facing me there, so you're not facing me here. So we just have to hope you don't randomly turn around. Am I getting this right? Am I even doing this right? Because this isn't looking poisoned here, right? There we go. I think I failed to poison a few of those. I think every possible thing you could want for fighting an Elder Dragon they fulfilled. They have you fighting it on the ground with combat skills, augmented as you were by the special action and easy as it is because it's Living World. But that aside, they had you fighting it on the ground with actual skills and integrated with mounts. They had you gliding around over it. They had you fighting it by flying on Aurene and using Aurene's powerful stuff and having semi-control there. They had you sieging him from the outside. They had you going inside him and destroying him from within. Like, there's pretty much any theater of fighting an Elder Dragon you could want. Kralkatorrik, they gave you all of them, and there was plenty of spectacle to boot with it. So, I think unless your expectation is that they have like an actual fully AI'd moving entity in the game like a doe, but is the size of a map. If that's if they don't do that, then it's not a real Elder Dragon fight. If that's your only thing that will ever satisfy you, maybe you'll never be satisfied. But I think that they have done well in continuing to push what is possible. Okay, yeah, I definitely have this. I don't remember why I got this, but I definitely have it, which is very good because this is 2 minis in one. And I actually remember using that very regularly. So Valette Wee is the next one we need. And there is another mini to get. Lake Doric, man. So much stuff. I bet as well. I bet that even Noren's Homestead has a mini that we've got to gather. I bet. So we have 18. We really don't need to gather many. Let's just quickly nip onto, I don't know, say our engineer. And go have a look. So yeah, it's because I did that balance video. That's why, like, this guy's, you know, all my characters are shuffled around. Because I was talking about a lot of different meta PvP builds. You know, it was honestly, I don't even have that many suggestions. I didn't want to, I left it to just nerfs, by the way. It's a nerf video. I have, I really thought it was, I have limited suggestions for some of the classes. And I thought the video would be so quick, but it still ended up a whole hour. So I don't know. I don't know how that happened. I need it for Aurora. Wait, what do I need for Aurora? I'm not sure. You guys probably heard the dog bark in there. We may have to go quiet him up in a second. We'll have to see. Oh, I needed the star for Aurora. Did I really need the star for Aurora? I'm really not too sure. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Sometimes he just gets really aggy. Everyone's getting some entertainment out of it, at least, I guess. That's really weird. I don't remember that they asked for individual weapon skins, but I suppose it makes sense. It's not actually my dog. No, I'm just looking after it. So that makes sense if I needed both. That does make a lot of sense. Alright, so let's go back onto the skimmer. And we'll be done with Lake Dog for the day. Then we'll definitely go have a quick look at Merlin. And we'll tag Blood in the Water. Then I think we're off to Dragon Bash. We're going to get the Dragon Bash daily for the holo weapons. We're going to round out some more of our annual achievements. We want to keep an eye out for this holographic stampede thing. And we've got to do the Pinata event as well. Not Pinata, the Effigy event. Which I don't actually know what that is. So hopefully that'll be entertaining. So Boots and I tested another little thing with the whole Renegades Scrapper DPS combo yesterday. And hopefully it'll appear in the video. But here's the combo, right? Once you've got your Shredder Gyro out, this works with any fast packet attacking character, right? Once you've got your Shredder Gyro out, you know, maybe a spare capacitor and you're flamethrowing someone, you're obviously doing 1 billion packets of damage. You pop the Carla Elite. You can put Mad King runes on the Renegade too to augment this even further. You pop the Carla Elite and the Scrapper procs just 1 million ticks of the lifesteal, thus buffing his damage and his resustain. Now here's what's really fun. Sanctuary runes proc on every lifesteal from Carla. So you essentially, for the duration of the Carla Elite, triple the max HP of the Engineer. And anyone else who's striking fast. It's insane. Your barrier just maxes out for the full duration of the Elite and is just rocketing up at an insane speed. It's like you have out of combat health regeneration or even more while that Elite is up, as long as you're able to score tags. So you need something to lock someone in. You need some kind of a mobile or something. As long as you can actually, people are eating some hits, you're basically invulnerable for the duration of it, even if you're eating insane counter pressure. So I said triple the max HP. What's actually going on is you cap at 50% of your max health. So you don't get that much. We're gonna block this first. Oh, we tried. I guess there was a delay, or you got CC'd. You get insane. Obviously it caps here, but in any kind of actual fight scenario, the Scrapper's going to be condied or eating counter pressure. But he instantly just gets his health back afterwards later, right? It's the equivalent of like 3 of your health bars. Is hilarious. So you can run chrono runes to give shit tons of quickness to the guy, so that and to everyone actually, because it's putting on the wells. Or you can wait. Do chrono runes share AOE quickness or just to the wellcaster? I actually don't know the answer to that. It must be AOE, right? Wasn't that that's such a PvE thing to know, and I don't even know it. Anyway, or you can go Sanctuary and do incredibly well. It's a cool combo. It's just it is really lacking in lockdown. Like maybe you run Hammer, not maybe you run Rifle, not Hammer. But I mean, Hammer gives you more AOEs. Hammer gives you the Thunderclap, which itself is a lockdown. It's a ranged stun, some chase potential. But I don't know. This is 2 melee kits. It feels really gross. And then the Renegade doesn't... I mean, ooh, we'll put a hammer on the Renegade for some range damage. Like, the Renegade really doesn't offer much. Maybe you could even play with Shortbow, but Shortbow is fundamentally shite. So it's kind of difficult. But it's a very, very fun combo to see, and I'm really hoping that when he puts his video out, it's edited in there. Oh, the Maws of Torment are up. Shit. Ah, there's too much to do. Okay, it's already time for Maws, is it? Why not play Blood Scourge in Renegade? You double the vamp up, you stack the shades on top of the spirits. Yeah, that's a good point. I think there's a lot of really good combos. And obviously, Scourge is baseline good. It doesn't have the range problems. It has corrupt access. It's probably better. In fact, I think that pretty much... I think the best way to make a really decent duo is actually to... take established builds that are already good, and then just combo them in interesting ways with slight tweaks. Don't go too far afield, essentially, is what I'm saying. But this was Boots' thing. This was his combo that he was particularly excited about and he wanted to go for, so that's fair enough. But yeah, I think Scourge is pretty good. What could you do to compound the number of packets you get, I wonder? Alright, we can buy Valette Wee. Unlock her. Rep her. Whoops. She's there. I didn't know if it was one eye or two. And now, while we're repping her... What a lame mini, by the way. Here, I'm going to wander around with a generic human female. I mean, she's not generic. She's a character, right? But it's a weird idea for a mini. You could have all kinds of cool creatures and beasts and objects, big and small. And you're just going to have a little human wandering around. There's something weird about just, like, sentient creatures in mini form as well that just doesn't feel very fun. Right, so anyway... Khosan can come up at the same time as the meta. That's interesting. So I heard that East is the best one to go to because based on the waypoint, it's the biggest pain in the ass to get at. So we're going to do East today because you, in theory, get more forge thingies done. This is North America. You guys can definitely join. We have everything done in the Desolation. We have our finisher. We're completely done. We just need these portal spikes. That's all we got to do. We got to get like 83 of them more or something crazy. Are we gonna miss this? There's only 5 minutes. Is this event actually required to... Oh, sorry, I said east and went west. I think west is what I mean. I'm at the right place, basically, is what I'm saying. I messed up, yeah. We're going west. West is the rare one. West is the one where people don't really go to. Yeah, west is what I meant. I wonder if you'd run Big Shade on that combo. Probably, right? Just to get as much quality of life and tagging as possible. What's kind of nice about Big Shade on that combo is if there's any Mesmers around, you're going to tag the clones, which not only cleaves the clones, hopefully before they get shatter value or whatever, but it gives you fuck tons of barrier value. Literally, the clones just start healing the shit out of you, basically. So I think Big Shade's probably the way to go. But maybe you have a bit more coverage if you're very intelligent about Small Shade. Obviously, you get damage on Small Shade as well. The Stampede events are not in Holbrack. Sorry, I'm scrolling up to see something to respond to. The Stampede events are not in Holbrack. You can use the content guide in the top corner to see where they are. Oh, I see. They're out in the open world. I understand. Interesting. That would have been why I didn't see them. Right, well, we'll definitely look at those today because that's a part of the festival that I haven't done just yet. I don't think Boots' video is out, Netco. I don't think it's out. It was only last night. It was right. It was around midnight last night that I sent him footage of the barrier combo. If you went for the Sanctuary Runes option. We have 2 minutes to keep clearing these X's off. Someone in map chat. Oh, Brian Slato said we need more at West. Which I kind of don't want. What we want is to be almost like... We want just a couple of us at one of these. So we can get as much value as possible. Looks like East is the biggest problem. Or is it East that I was meant to go to? One of these is very rare. People don't go too much. Maybe it is East. Because maybe you have to go all the way around here to get to East. It's whatever. It doesn't really matter. We'll be fine. We've got to do so many of these. So what if one of them we end up with like a couple less spikes? Well, the video is out. He put it up before... You watched it before coming to the stream. Oh, so how do you feel? Oh, I totally want to see what the response to that is. He must have tweeted as well, actually, then. Surely he tweeted it out. Oh, there you go. Oh, he called it Boots Bad
Hey,
Duo.
man, how's it going?
This was just us really casually playing the game, basically. Alright, the comments aren't too interesting. I don't know what I was expecting from the comments, actually. But people enjoy it, so I'm glad. Double Mad King Rune on Dud Necro. Yeah. I wonder about the damage on that, though. I mean, it's super sustainy, I agree, but what other tools does it have? Does it really have the cleanse? Does it have the stab? Does it have the mobility? Not that Fire Round Scourge is particularly mobile, which is like the thing we would compare it to right now. It would be extremely tanky, though. It's got good downstate interaction. I certainly feel that way. I'll tell you what, the number one reason I'd want to do a PvP tutorial series is, to the best of my abilities, and hopefully I'm not too overconfident in feeling this, but it would be to hopefully get more people understanding of like roles in games, and sort of having the idea of your build dictates your job and what you can do. Because if you get that, if the community in general was smart about those things, it would be so much more viable to run duos like that, in team fight duos in ranked. Because team fight duos only really work if people are properly holding nodes and know when to stay behind and know when to rotate around and to let you push the fights, right? Like, you really need the other 3 players on the team to know that. If they don't, it's fucking hideous, because you basically just end up zerging, because you'll have like a player just sticking with the zagging in an unhealthy way, right? In a way that's not going to win you the game. People really need to know like some of those fundamentals to facilitate that. Otherwise, like whenever I find anyway, it's really precarious duoing something like that, because it just breaks so easy as people just rotate around you and just it's just rubbish. So and you have so little autonomy and power. But if the community, but they're very strong in comps where people understand how to work with them as allies. So I'd love to that would be the main gain from a series like that, I think, really. Aside from all the new players and fresh population and stuff, that would be the main gain to me. Because then you could more comfortably do weird duos like that, synergistic team fight duos. Not that there aren't synergistic duos that are based on roaming and side noding. I actually think they're the more potent ones at the moment for the reasons I just said. All right, okay, we gotta do this. So residue. Look, West is already 50%, and I don't even have one. I should not do. Well, I don't know. I say I shouldn't do this on stream, but it's not any better off stream. People still just blow them up instantly. Look, we get two. That's what we got from that. 2 out of 100. Lovely. Obviously, I was a little bit slow. We could have maybe got a 3rd, but still. Yeah, I think the biggest issue is in rotational decision making for new players is they don't know what their role is, so they can't know what the best place to be is. Yeah, exactly, right? Like here's one of the most common things you'll see in Conquest, guys. Like, one of the most common things you will always see players doing. Even quite, like, it'll be a name you see queues, like, every day. It will be a person who queues all the time. They will push far. They'll win their 1v1 on far. Or their gank on far, or whatever, right? They'll stand for the full cap. And then turn around and go mid instantly. Which is just such a fucking stupid decision. So dumb every time. Because the guy you just killed is literally respawning and probably walking back to the node. They won't watch for that respawn. They won't, you know, follow him and make sure that if he's going mid, then you go mid too. Or if he's... They'll just wander off. Like, never stay for the full cap on far. Unless, if you just want to fight for it. Unless you are planning on defending it. Because what the fuck is the point? just move on, because you're only going to get instantly neutralized anyway. You may as well take the extra time value and help someone else somewhere else. But that's such a really, like, it only takes a little while of thinking about the game to realize how dumb it is to win a 1v1 on far, take a full cap, and wander off instantly. Yet, and I'm not joking. Probably 85% of players do that across all the divisions. It's like there's just no thinking at all. It's just, oh, I want to fight. I took a node. I'm good. Cool. Let's move on. And it's really disappointing, you know. So it's just like little fundamentals like that. But that's expressive of the kind of standard that people play at. So they're never gonna know, you know, how to let their team fight duo, snowball, or whatever. Their goal isn't to win, to demoralize? What? Demoralize their allies? Oh, this is a pain, man. I don't even know if I want to stay for the Forge Demolisher. I just want to get out of this, to be honest. This guy is such a time investment. I suppose I get an amalgamated every time I do it, so fine. And I suppose it's karma, and we do care about karma, so... People don't understand the purpose of pushing 1v1s far is to create different matchups for your team. I'm not sure I understand what your perspective is there. Do you want to rephrase that? I'd love to hear. What do you mean? There's another really basic thing that people should always do, right? And even I mess up and don't think about very much, right? On the opener, if you're pushing far on the opener, okay, everyone on the team needs to watch for that. You need to know if your team fight is very squishy, alright? Pushing far on an opener, if you have like a Firebrand supporting, is brilliant. Because what the Firebrand can do is sustain your team and help them kite while outnumbered until your close pointer moves. I've not explained this correctly for people. I need to go for the fundamentals. I need to go a little bit more basic. Basically, if you push far and the enemy team doesn't push far, right? You've condemned your team fight, your midpoint fight, into an outnumbered scenario, right? Because they're going to be 3v4, right? Because you're going to have one guy capping close, you're going to have you capping far, 3 of them in middle, while the other team has 4 in middle. That's it. So they're outnumbered. So because you're pushing far is condemning them to be outnumbered, assuming, again, the enemy team doesn't go far, you need to know as you do it whether they're a squishy composition or not. If it's all fucking necros and you do that, you're just going to get them killed, largely speaking. Right? But, so it's really healthy to do that if you have a Firebrand and people can kite. So you have to think of that. And sometimes it's not smart. You should team fight with them instead. And on the other hand, if you are pushing mid and you see an ally of yours has pushed far, you need to look at that. That's not just to be ignored. That's not like, oh, well, I hope he wins this 1v1, blah, 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 and you ignore it, right? No. You need to keep that in mind, and you need to think to yourself, right, well, fuck. We're going to be outnumbered here. We need to kite, and we need to be safe for a little bit until our close point guy gets in and assists us. And then you probably want to look at who your close point character is as well. Is it a thief? Because in that case, he's going to be able to rotate in with a bit of burst and extra pressure for you. You know, like a dagger storm and something. But after that, you know, you're going to be on empty. So is it even a strong close pointer that's coming up to help you? You got to look at all of that. That's what you should be doing as you run to the mid node at the start. You should be thinking of these things. It shouldn't just be, I'm going to put a Trail of Anguish now for swiftness to move a little bit faster to mid. It should, you got to be thinking, and people don't really think about any of that. And even I don't think about that stuff as much as I should. Alright, let's go to Merlin now. Who has not raced in a couple of days, I'm afraid to say. And also has been PvPing. It was Merlin I was playing Shortbow Renegade on the other day. Oh yeah, you're just basically saying to split them and break up the Zerg. Well, I feel that way about fast rotating like decaps on far and stuff. I don't know whether 1v1ing on far and holding a far point node necessarily breaks up a Zerg. Because if you're even if you're winning your 1v1 on far, if your team wiped and they got a Zerg rolling, then the Zerg's just going to roll over to you, force you to kite, instantly decap you and full cap against you, or kill you. And then they're going to Zerg mid again as your guys respawn. I don't know whether 1v1ing there, but definitely fast rotations to quickly decap and then get back and create opportunities of that. I see what you mean. But I mean, that's assuming they're smart enough. A lot of people aren't smart enough, and they'll just stay trying to 1v2 even though it's their node for ages and stuff. Might be a little bit low. Oh god, I hit the tree. I've never hit that tree. I don't think I've ever hit that tree. And then we hit that post. Shit, and it resets. How did I get Sahothin? It's a Guild Wars 1 Hall of Monuments reward. So if you play Guild Wars 1, in that game, Sahothin was just called the Fiery Dragon Swords. And there were loads of them. The idea is they were replica swords made to imitate the twin swords that the king and prince used. You dickhead. That was a good run, by the way, until that last little bit there. And so they were everywhere. They were a really iconic drop in Guild Wars 1. And so if you played it, you get it as a reward in Guild Wars 2. Okay, so we got that. Now Blood in the Water, and then we're looking at Dragon Bash. I guess I will do a quick reminder just so that you guys... Oh, I'll do it when we get into Dragon Bash, and I can show you the dragon itself. This is just sort of my go-to spot if I'm not doing Nightmare CM. You only play PvP casually. You don't want to put the time in to learn what other classes mean for the games, but this type of rotational map awareness sometimes swings fights harder than being stronger than the other team. Well, what I described a second ago about knowing that you're going to be outnumbered before the mid-fight even begins, but knowing you're going to be outnumbered, that is extremely powerful information to have because you know not to go deep. It's really easy to survive in Guild Wars 2 if you know not to go deep. If you can just see that people are coming, if you see that it's a dangerous scenario, if you know that you basically have no hope, and you can just stall for a little bit of time. You can just stall. You don't even have to go that hard to keep it neutral, to be honest. As long as the team fight gets won ultimately. Who gives a fuck if they get 10 points throughout the course of it because they owned the node during it, right? Like, that's a really, really strong thing to know. There's an enormous difference, say like on Legacy, right? Legacy is like a great example of this. There's an enormous difference in how the rest of the game can play based on whether you get that opening mid or not, just because it's such a snowbally map. And Legacy, above all, is the easiest to stall for time on mid because the node is so big. And I think that was actually a deliberate move from the devs, possibly. It's a snowbally map, but with big nodes to sort of counter that to a certain degree. When someone says fire at the start, I don't think people interpret that as we should play safe at mid. Yeah, exactly. Actually, you've just distilled that into a much easier thing to explain. That's a really good way of putting it. That's a really good way of putting it. That's what people should just have in their mind. That should... look, if there's a fucking top 10 list Guild Wars 2 PvP tips, right? Top 10 Guild Wars 2 PvP tips. You give them a little soundbite-y rule that they can just imagine, right? A little bit of something to think of. That's what you'd put on that list. If someone says fire at the start, know to play safe at mid. Of course, that's not always true, because if the enemy team also pushes far, all it's done is it's turned the mid into a 3v3. Right? In which case, you know, it's equal numbers and you can just think you're hot shit and you're going to win regardless, which is sort of the mindset I think everybody has. Oh my god, I'm playing a DPS Reaper? I do massive damage. I'm going to win it, no doubt. And so they don't play safe. Anyway, but yeah, I don't know. It's so pleasant to watch a stream where you hear only the stream and the game and no shitty music in the background. You don't have to be so miserly. I've found a lot of music I never would have listened to ever. And some of it I quite enjoy, actually, from watching people's streams. I'm going to even admit, you know, like all the Fractal and Raid benchmarkers and, you know, PvE players that do their videos with it's always like club music they have on the background, right? And everyone always is so judgmental of that. Like, everyone hates that, right? Because it's just so, like... uninteresting as music, I suppose we could say. But I even enjoy that. I'm even like, oh, there's some cool. Do you remember when I was doing the dungeon series just about a month or so ago, 2 months ago? And Twilight Arbor, there was. Did we get the key? Did I get Blood and Mortar? Did I ding this already? I must have. Yeah. I did Twilight Arbor, and one of the paths is missing. It doesn't exist anymore. So I had to like go online and see if I could find any good footage of it. And I found some runs of Twilight Arbor, and I was enjoying watching these YouTubers from like 2012, 2013 with like their 2012 and 13 music playing in the background. I was like, oh yeah, this is pretty good. I never heard this song before. The reason I don't do it is because copyright, and also I think a big part of the experience of the game is how the game sounds, and so I think it's only fair that I leave it on there. Right, so daily. What routine, what rhythm should we be in here for Dragon Bash daily? Set of fireworks, so good. I had the right instinct there. Consume Zytaffy, 25 of. Do a stampede event somewhere. So kill these minions. Do I have to do the arena every day for that, or? And complete the mount, race, event, or adventure. Okay, so fireworks. Pinatas are not on the daily today, but I think we still just need loads of pinatas anyway for like the long-term achievements. So we're just gonna spam F on things. The minions from the Stampede events also count. Okay, so I really want to make it my mission to see this Stampede event today, so we'll have a look at that. Right now, in the sky, so the other thing going on the stream, can you guys see that white text on screen right now? Saying to build a second dragon, we need 60 Jawbreakers. Basically, the dragon you can see in the map here, you can actually own. You can build in a guild hall. It's a decoration that you can make. Look at it. You see how cool that is? It's a real thing, guys. And so, we're trying to build one for our guild. So, if you're interested in helping out, we just need a couple more Jawbreakers. Well, a couple, I say 60. So, if you want to help out, you can send a mail to Lys, L-Y-S. You can ask me a question in that mail, and I'll try and give you really good attention and a good answer and whatnot. And we're trying to build that for our guild hall. We've already got 40 Jawbreakers and a ton of Ascended Mats. All the other things for the recipe we need, we've got. So, should I do Pinata bashing every day as well? Oh shit, these are firework launchers. Hold on. We'll restart this. I forgot how the skills work anyway. Because it's coffers, right? And we want, I mean, I don't like the idea of actually trying to care about coffers if they're as insanely difficult to do as, wait, sorry, I thought that, oh, no. The skill 2 breaks the pinata as I land on it, so I can't then use the skill 1 afterwards. This is a bit slow, but you're going to have to bear with me. Okay, it's rubbish. Let's try that again. Check Dragon Bash top right. It starts in Lornar's Pass next. Okay. It doesn't give me a sense of the timer. See, I wonder if I want to use the skill 2 to go for a pinata, but not actually land on the pinata, but land sort of near it. Also, can I do this? Yeah, I can. So definitely going 2-3-2 is a very strong combo that you should probably always do. If you're going to close a massive gap, start with a 2, then do the 3, then do another 2 afterwards. Like here, I missed it slightly. I'm going to try and go for this one, because we ignored this on the previous attempt. You never know. Might be slightly more effective to go for it. You know, doing the whole thing counterclockwise also might be really good. Because we're going to have... So here we can go 2, 3, 2. Ah, we hit the top of that thing. I think we might miss this, by the way. This one we might not get. But, like, going uphill here feels a bit ugly. That was a bit stupid. Whatever. And then from this lodge to the other lodge also doesn't feel very good. So I think when we got this before, we were already at the last room with 10 seconds left. But this time, we're only just getting to it with 4 seconds. No, we got it. 18, 19. There you go. We got it. We got gold. Someone's able to get 21. Very nice. They're every 15 minutes. Okay, so there's one in 4 minutes. Alright, if it's going to Lornar's Pass in 4 minutes, we'll go over there then, and we'll see what this new content's like. Where do you buy the recipe for the Guild Dragon decoration? You actually don't buy it. It automatically unlocks, like with many scribing recipes. They do not have a mechanic to make you worry about that stuff. Okay, Yogscast Lewis says it's on him. Tekka already made roots for this? That's hilarious. It's not hilarious, it's brilliant. It's he's such a very talented and diligent person. Well, it will start on me, he says. So Lornar's. Alright, so we're top left. Very handy. Didn't get lucky on that Griffin race, by the way. I obviously never said it out loud, but... So no Endless Gin Tonic today. No, Mini Griffin. We did get 2 more Lake Doric pieces. The portal. I don't actually see him anymore. Oh, he's down here. He is down here. Down the road a little bit. I guess everybody's just standing at the waypoint. But I'll trust that Lewis knows better where exactly to stand. It's really cool seeing everybody's spud tags now. I really like this. Yeah, so guild missions obviously bugged out the other day and we never got to do them. I do have an invite from Famey. I mean, anyone in Spuds can do this. To do the regular missions, which is on Sunday. For Spud, so I'm thinking of maybe tagging up for those and going with those. So this means we can ignore guild missions for this week, on stream anyway. Apparently they get it done in an hour, which is very effective, and I'd like to see that. I'd like to see getting all the commendations in a single hour, and then I'd like to see if I can replicate those processes that they use to do it on the stream. If we only spend a single hour, then that's brilliant. That's like not even half a stream a lot of the time. Which is great, instead of it becoming an entire thing we do on that day. Oh, they're on Saturday. I thought they were on Sunday. I thought she said Sunday. Robin says we did them in 30 minutes last weekend. They're not doing PvP. That's true, but we can always squeeze in a random PvP one elsewhere on, you know, the thing. Oh, the portal was just for the daily jumping puzzle. All right, fair enough. All right, yeah, so in 60 seconds, I don't know what we're looking at here. I'll local record this and splice it into my video for the festival. Oh, I wanted to trigger her dialogue there. That would have been really nice. Okay, now it says the next one's in Snowdon. There we go. 5 minutes, wave 1. Activate hologram devices and beat the holograms. So, on the mini-map, we have a bunch of things. Guess I'll go for this one over here. I quite like this. It spreads out a lot over the map. It's not just one Zerg in a tiny spot. So I guess everybody starts sort of in the middle of where all they trigger. That's kind of the idea. Stampede is moving to round 2, but all the pre-existing ones don't seem to have been lost. This is interesting with the sky scale, you know? What I'm mostly keen on right now is actually getting tags, because we want the daily as well, right? I think this is a Griffin rather than a sky scale. This one here. Yeah, look. People going with the same choice here. I used my engage a little bit early. Would have been nice to get the free damage. I like that sense of keeping stuff out in the open world, like on mass like this. How'd that guy break combat already? Why am I in combat? Everyone else is mounted up and left. I'm in combat. Why? Alright, there we go. It doesn't upscale too well. Can be hard to get tags. There's an interesting sort of feeling about mount work here. Yeah, I don't know whether 100 damage is enough to tag. Obviously, we're downscaled, so it does take a lot less to qualify. Because I'm 2 mount guilds, I'm a mount pro WP. Didn't realize it was possible to be a mount pro. I've got so much to learn about Guild Wars. If I want to be the master, if I want to get them all and be the very best. Oh, here you go. Look, there's no achievement to press the button, is there? I'm assuming that there's not. Because I doubt I'll get there in time over an entire Zerg. Good quantity of Zytaffy here, it feels like. How many of these holo events do I need for the annual thing? So basically, we've traded the world bosses every 15 minutes for a new holo thing every 15 minutes for I don't know how long. This might be the meat and potatoes of the event in a way. If to get like all the repeatable thingies done takes ages, I can imagine this will be, you know, this will be some effort right here. It's 15 for all the AP. Okay, 15 is not so bad. It's not 15 to ding 5 AP and you repeat it, right? It's 15. It'll probably be like, do it 5 times. And it's 3 to ding the AP or something, right? I'm guessing. Oh. Not interested in vanilla dynamic events. Alright, there's no button achievement and it's 15 total. Okay, good. Very useful chat, thank you. Not sure there's much interesting to say or talk about here. Maybe a portable position rewinder would be good. What are we looking up here as well? 3 minutes remaining still. Total devices clean 27. So this is a failure state, the time remaining. And what we're trying to do is actually fill the bar in the meantime. And filling the bar gives us higher wave tiers. Wonder how many waves it goes up to. Let's watch and confirm this. Oh, there we go. Defeat the Stampede. Hologram Herder. It's 10. What was the 15 then? I'm not sure what the next ones people talk about, but I'll trust you all. Okay, so we get 5 coffers for that. Let's go look at the effigy now. That's the other part. There's a lot to this festival. Honestly, 2 separate streams to get everything in it. So I'll go have a look now at the effigy event, whatever that is. Do I have dialogue sounds off? I do. I'll put them back on actually now that we're back at the festival area. I was talking about that earlier actually, that I have dialogue sounds off. The effigies is just press F on 3 things, nothing more to it. Well, how's that different to pinatas and stuff? Why has that got the grandiose icon on the minimap? Why is it being treated differently? We can eat our 25 Zytaffy here. Split a stack away. Consume those. Feel free to tell me if that's inefficient, what I'm doing there, guys. Maybe there's something more intelligent I can do. But trade 25 Zytaffy for a coffer, I'm pretty happy with. I'm tempted to not consume any coffers for the next 3 weeks. And then open them all at once and see. And if I get a lot, like I mean a lot, I might even go really the big haul with it. And like, just in case they accidentally coded it to have magic find effect or something, like open it in the Silver Waste with all the buffs up and stuff. The Quarters Halls mean that much to me. They really do. Alright, so that's daily finished. Now let's go have a look at this. There are some NPCs near the effigy you can speak to. So what are these? Are these new assets? Where have we seen these effigies before, if ever? Do you guys know? I'm assuming we've seen them somewhere before. They look like Gruul constructions. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Gruul that haven't done that. Does the Son of Svanir want to talk about them? Burn your wooden dolls all you like. Jormag is impervious to flame. Everything has a weakness. Ah, somebody said on yesterday's stream there might be a hint for upcoming story. Is this it? The nod towards Jormag? Jormag is impervious to flame. Is he now? Everything has a weakness. Ah, the Sons of Svanir are actually really interesting. I'm so stupid. I should have thought about the Sons of Svanir with regard to this festival. How would they feel seeing this festival right here at Holbrack? Oh my god, that was cool seeing the racer vroom past there. Do any other Sons of Svanir want to talk about us? Oh, the effigies were from the original Dragon Bash.
And you will hear his name.
There's a guy with a voice dialogue. Well, these are vanilla guys. Let's hit the effigies before we go off on too much of a tangent. That was him, was it? Oh, okay, alright, I'll go have a look again in a second. Well, hold on, let's burn this. It's a really nice animation. Look at how long it lingers. Oh, I thought it was still spreading across its face. Did they just get set on fire? Did they eventually burn out? I guess not. Burn them all. Here you go. Oh, I interrupted myself on yesterday's stream, by the way. That this is a Game of Thrones reference in Guild Wars there. Feels like, anyway. Here's a nice little bunch of dialogue. The guy who puts up a compilation of ambient sounds, Releski, has the entire thing on YouTube, so you could see it there. Oh, that's fantastic. Releski, the legend. So I'd have to sit around waiting for him to speak a lot, right? Oh, did we get a Jawbreaker? We did! Conquest! Hey, WP, question. What happened to the Lore series? It ended with Togo waking up to the envoys, the headmaster. Why didn't it continue? Honestly, I listened to the series many times. It's great. Basically, when I was originally producing the Lore series, it was before Guild Wars 2 came out, and everyone was super pumped and into it because they were looking to get into the franchise, and it was a brilliant primer for them. Then once the game came out, I waited. I held off for the next episode because obviously there was a lot going on with the game itself, and I was more interested in playing, frankly, and I wasn't very good at my job at that time, and I didn't do as many videos as I should have done at that time, and I let it fall aside. Then I left it even longer because I was thinking, well, the next expansion will be Cantha, obviously. And it didn't come. Then I think they announced like Living World Season 1 or something. And it was about a year after the game had come out. And Season 1 had been in. And I realized Cantha might not be a thing. And everyone was asking for the Lore series over and over and over again. So I produced one new video and it was Cantha. It was the continuation of the story. And I put loads of effort in it. Maybe too much. And there's elements of it I didn't really like about the last episode. I won't go into those whole chats here, I guess. But I really went hard on that video. I really tried on the sound effects, and I did a lot of things. I suffered through a lot of crashes as well, trying to push Vegas to its limit. And basically no one watched the video when it came out. Comparatively, like, no one watched the video. And I realized something. I realized that as much as people liked the video, they were now done with Guild Wars and had moved on, and it felt really hollow and unsatisfying and a bit frustrating. Nowadays, since it's been like 4 years since then, it's continued to build up, and I think the viewership's okay on it now, and it sort of feels in line with the others, possibly. But I basically posted that, and it got like the same viewership as a normal video, like if I talked about a patch. And that sort of sums up a lot of my life, to be honest. A lot of the really creative and fun things I want to do. it's easier to just talk about patch notes, and I'll get 20 times the people watching it, whatever, right, in the first 24 hours, 48 hours or something. And it's a real shame. But so then I put it on hold for even longer. And then I was still going to do it when they did Cantha, but then they did the Maguma Jungle, and then they did Nightfall first, and now it just feels like a mess, and it's a bit lame, to be honest. But, you know, I haven't canned it necessarily. Maybe one day I'll feel the passion for it, and I'll go for it. But that day hasn't come so far. There's also a whole other story about getting artists for it. Now, my Living World Season 1 recap I just did was just using official art, and it worked very well. So maybe I could continue it with just official art. But then I feel like it would be inconsistent to the spirit of the previous episodes. So I do think I'd need to get art from people. But it was just it was a project management really I was doing there, and it was just very stressful. It was a lot of work for those videos. And I know that if I did a Canthan one, it would be sitting on nowhere near what it deserved if it came out at the right time, at the right place. So fingers crossed for Cantha, basically. I'll leave it there. This path isn't for you. Turn around and choose another route. Sansa's fun. Taking over the tunnels. Be gone. Yeah, he's just vanilla. I'm guessing you guys were talking about... Someone said Claymore, right? So I'm guessing we're talking about this guy over here. The same dude. He's got a great sword out. So he has voice dialogue, does he? We just sit here and we wait. Thanks for the answer. By the way, you are an artist if you ever need an artist to continue. It's a lot of work. That's the thing. It's so much work. Asking one artist to do a whole episode is crazy. That did actually happen. There was one very enthusiastic artist that I think did episode 3 to do with the introduction to the White Mantle and all the Souls stuff. They did their art style was the entire video. But it's a lot of work. A crazy amount of work for it to really be as beautiful as it could be. So you kind of got to get lots of artists, and then you've got to have a conversation about them, about which pieces inspire them and they want to do. And then because I can't pay people, because I don't have any money for anything, I'm just relying on their goodwill, and I feel like a scumbag. I feel like one of those, oh, you're doing it for exposure. I really loathe the idea of being that. And if they give me shoddy art that I think, oh, this is really crap. Can you improve this? Can you do this? I can't really criticize. I don't have control over my own production because I don't really have the authority or place to demand things of the artists that ultimately make up. So I'd need like a collection of artists that have a real, genuine, raw passion, unbelievably generous, with tons of free time, and understand the series perfectly and are willing to let me tell them what to do. It's just crazy, man. And so, you know, you got to go through a lot of stuff to find like the middle ground there where you'd find a really nice balance. To be honest, I am making a mountain out of a molehill in a way. I have a friend who actually subbed the other day, who was on one of the streams, who was basically rich in game. And he made the point very clear to me and very obvious to me that if you have thousands of gold in game, you can pay people in-game money, and a lot of artists produce a lot of very high-quality stuff for in-game money. Like, so I have a friend who managed, for an old guild I was in, managed to commission genuinely like 80 to 90 different pieces of fan art for all the different people in the guild. Like, amazing quality fan art. Just loads and loads and loads of it. And from tons of different talented artists all across the Guild Wars 2 community. And he did it just by paying them in-game gold. He had a method of earning gold via the Mystic Forge. And he did it all. And ever since then, he's always said to me, look, you could do the lore series. You just have to do what I did. And he's right. Probably he's right. So there are ways. Oh, Commie, really? Did you get commissioned by Brom, really? That's cool, man. There you go. He did very good. And the art he got was very good as well. That's fantastic. Which member did you draw? I always felt really bad about that event because I was quite cliquey when I was in that guild. You know, I found some people I really connected with and hung out with a lot and enjoyed their company. And there were other people, you know, they were okay and I liked them, but I wasn't, you know, becoming fast friends with them. So I was quite cliquey. I was always like, you know, in a separate channel with a selection of people with that guild. So I never really interacted on a broad sense, and eventually I stopped going to a lot of the things that the guild was doing, and I wasn't like a super ingrained member of the community, let me put it that way. And yet when the fan art thing happened and everyone got fan art of their characters for free out of nowhere because of this amazing project, I had loads. I had like 5 different pieces of fan art from different artists. Loads of people drew my character. And I felt really bad about that because, you know, well, it wasn't that I was a great member of the community in that guild. It was just because I'm wooden potatoes. And I didn't deserve it. I didn't deserve all that affection I got lavished upon me there. There were other much more instrumental members of that community that probably should have had, you know, all the time and attention put on them. So yeah, I kind of sat down and I had all this fan art came in, and it was really lovely. But it had nothing to do with videos or streams or anything. It was just... Anyway.
Gouge their eyes out.
Oh, Ink's got some as well. There you go. I forgot you were in the guild at that time, Inks. Inks, I seem to have forgotten all these points at which we've interacted. That probably makes me such an asshole. I don't know whether I'm pointlessly gathering these fireworks, by the way, at the moment. And we want to do the race as well, so... I don't know whether we want to do the legitimate race or just the adventure race. We will endeavour to get every single bit. Well, do we want to get every bit of daily? Probably not, actually. So... we get a quarter of a jawbreaker for doing daily every day, basically. And I've got 159 coffers, but I don't know how many of those came just from today. You were one of the founding members of ATT. I did not know that. I genuinely didn't know that you were one of the founding members. So were you there for World First on Triple Trouble? Or I actually was NA first, wasn't it? I think EU beat it earlier. As always. Am I right, guys? You get about 400 Zytaffy from dailies. It's just under half a jawbreaker. Alright. Yeah, I spent 36 hours straight with Triple Trouble. I was more a follower and less a commander. I see. That makes sense. Hey, do you have that fan art online? I'd love to see the art you got of your character. You're a sub, right? So you can post links to things. I'm pretty sure anyway. Unless the bots are now all getting confused and they're like mixed up. Just doing a quick time trial here. Not really putting much effort in. That was a weird ass drift. Do you think the ice physics should affect the beetle? Or there should be ice physics? Because there's not actually any ice physics on there at all, is there actually? No ice physics. But look, you learn it though, don't you? It's just more depth to the game and the encounters. Slippery slope all over again. Oh, fuck. I did that yesterday as well. It's such an easy little maneuver you do there as well. It's so easy. We don't have the speed to, like, trigger a drift there and turn on a dime. My frame rate feels very low on today's stream, and it's making me play bad. That's right. Look. If you're doing bad, blame frame drop. If all else fails, blame lag. Don't actually think lag really affects these very much. Alright, so... we're missing Minion Masher to vanquish holographic dragon minions. Which is 100 Zytaffy. Maybe we do it every day. So let's quickly... oh, do I want to do it all? I want to do it all on the same character, probably. I really need this Marauder's armor. Because I keep moving my legendary shit over to other characters for other purposes. What are my thoughts on the Gachi ban for ArenaNet partners? I assume it was never your channel, but it's still censorship. Yeah, to be honest, I didn't know about this. I heard about this very recently. I think on someone else's stream. So, look, my opinion is not going to be very good or very interesting because I'm a bit out of the loop with all of this. But as far as I know, Gachi's like a kind of music, right, that like you like ironically enjoy, and then like some fucking weirdos end up actually enjoying, and then they get really defensive about the fact that they actually enjoy, and it's just a bit cringe and a bit weird. But you know, it's just people enjoying themselves and little community cultures going on. But it's just like stupid, weird music, basically. That can sometimes sound a little bit catchy and a little bit poppy because, you know, that's the kind of rhythms and the beats that they use, right? And it's just a stupid thing to laugh and joke about on Twitch that, you know, eventually becomes so sort of hive-mindy that, you know, it sort of takes on a life of its own. That's what that is, as far as I understand, and it's not particularly interesting to me. The phenomenon of it is not particularly interesting to me. The sound of it is not particularly interesting to me. The irony behind it is not particularly interesting to me. It's all just a bit whatever, right? But then apparently ArenaNet said you can't play those noises, those songs, and be a partner at the same time. So what do I feel about that? Well, I don't know. I think it's a bit weird. Is it really... I mean, is some of it, like, really offensive? I understand that there might be swearing in it. Is it, like, particularly offensive sometimes? Is it, like... I mean, if ArenaNet want to curate their partners to not be swearing constantly or being particularly offensive, and they feel that's so, I guess that's their right? That's their prerogative. They're welcome to do as they please. Is it logistically damaging to them? Is it not a good idea to cull away all those potential streamers they might otherwise have as partners? I don't know. I'm not in a position to say. I assume they've made the pragmatic decision. It does unsettle me a little, the thought that they do it just because... you know, they have a personal distaste for a thing. But, you know, it's not. It doesn't really affect me, does it? So I'm fine. All right, what we're trying to do is go into this. I ended up wandering around. That's what I understand about the situation. I don't know. It's along the same lines of, well, look, we don't want this partner. Oh, I thought this was solo, but it's not actually solo. It's like open world. Oh, okay. This is interesting. It's along the same lines of, look, they're allowed to curate what partners they have in the first place. If they don't want a partner that is constantly swearing and making sexual references and whatever and blah 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 because they think it's immature or because they're offended by it or whatever, you know, it doesn't actually matter the reason why they don't like it. If they don't like it and they don't want those kinds of personalities, then we don't blink at that, right? We don't think, you know, if someone's furiously, aggressively racist on every stream or something, then you can understand why they would want to not have that be the face of their company, right? Or associated with their company in any way, or have perks from their company. So you can understand that, and it's sort of along those same lines, is it not? When we then deal with the music someone plays or how they style themselves. I would pry bar, but I don't actually think it matters here. I mean, I've got minion monsters and stuff running around with me, so whatever. Look, I mean, here's the thing, guys. Some of you are going to think that this music is offensive and terrible. Some of you are going to think it's not. And you're going to be making a subjective judgment on whether the devs should ban it or not, right? Based on whether you actually think it's offensive or not. You're going to be looking at your own thoughts and feelings about the world and making the judgment there. But to engage in that in the first place is a mistake. It's not about what your interpretation of whether it's offensive or not. It's just about whether they feel it is. And I guess in this case they felt it was. And yeah, that you're welcome to feel uneasy about that, but You know, I think people have enjoyed the luxury on Twitch of it feeling a bit like the Wild West for a long time, where no one's really accountable and it doesn't matter, nothing matters, you know. Copyright strikes be damned, all kinds of, you know, just ludicrous stuff because there's no accountability. Well, guess what? There is accountability once you start dealing with these things, so it shouldn't come as a surprise to you, you know. You're not forbidden. You haven't lost your freedom to play gacha. You've lost your freedom to play it and be a partner at the same time, I suppose, or whatever, right? I don't know. It does seem very strange to me. The thing that unsettles me most is more the idea that it's not a decision coming from the studio built from logic and pragmatism and good authority and, you know, to the benefit of the studio. If I believed it was truly that, then I'm fine. What unsettles me is sort of the wondering if it's not that, whether it's just they have a particular dislike for this one thing and it's more of an emotional decision from them. That I don't like the thought that it was an emotional decision, but I'm not in the position to know or to say that, you know. So. Yeah, you sign a contract, there are stipulations to it, and they can put whatever they want on there. Because as far as I've heard that genre, as much as it's been forced upon me, I've always just thought it's stupid music that like tries to be edgy, but is never really that edgy. I never heard it get really, really bad. I still don't know what it is. Yeah, maybe I don't even know what I'm talking. Maybe I stop now. Maybe I stop. There you go. You've had your answer. The only reason I'm still talking is because chat is so enraptured by this discussion that I have nothing else to bounce off of. Unless I've missed a single little message of someone saying, WP, what Elementalist build do you recommend? Sorry if somebody asked something like that. Oh, it's sound bites from gay porn. Yeah, well, that's pretty much... I didn't know it was specifically that, but it was pretty much in line with the gist of what I was saying, right? Like, it's trying to be funny and edgy, right? Like, what Elementalist build do you recommend? This one, but with different gear. How many of these we're going to kill? We got Minion Masher already. Let's just have a quick look. So this is what we do for the holographic weapons, these victory coffers. And I only have 2, when in fact I could have had 3. This is just repeatable, there's no AP on it. No AP. Anything that says annual is no AP, it's just coffers. It's just giving you extra coffers every now and then. But we've got annual feats, complete the annual feats achievement. So we want more pinion. You want to do the annual thing once, basically, to trigger annual feats, which also triggers this. Why do they do that? Why does this not just give me 50? Why does this trigger this, which gives me 50? Don't know what's going on there. So eating Zytaffy. How much Zytaffy is that? 1,000. It says I've only eaten 50. How is that possible, though? Because didn't I... Oh, no, I ate 25 yesterday and 25 today. It's 25, yeah. So, that's fine. Complete 15 laps. We've done 5. We can do those 15 laps. Let's get those out of the way within a minute. We'll do the 15 laps. Yeah, maybe that's a good point. If it's all just about the sexual undertones, I can understand the devs being cagey about that. If they're cagey about that in other, I say devs, it's not really even devs, right? It's, you know, the program or whatever. But if they're cagey about that in other arenas of conversation and presentation, then it makes sense that they would be there as well with that. It's actually kind of funny that I didn't know the exact precise specifics of the idea behind that genre, but I had the gist of it. It's kind of funny, the idea that that ban might have been forced because of the specifics, when the specifics were not actually transparent to me as someone who's To be fair, I listen to probably more of that than I should admit. Yeah, and I mean, I swear, and I sometimes make, like, I allude to sexual jokes sometimes. I think I say tasteful, but everyone thinks that they're tasteful, don't they? I mean, I don't know, some people genuinely think, oh, that's not tasteful, I'll say it. I'm breaking the rules, I'm breaking the social boundaries, oh my god. Like, we're literally talking about 14-year-olds or sort of cringy adults who didn't grow up very much. So some people do that. But I try to stay tasteful. I don't actually... Chat goes off on one all the time. Chat goes fucking crazy for, like, anything vaguely sexual. And I tend to completely ignore chat reactions when they do that, because if you just engage with it, then people are really fucking... There's no reason for us to be here, is there? Let's leave. So I feel like I'd say it's tasteful in general. You know, maybe we'll have a quick, silly little comment for a small joke that we don't, linger on every now and then. I've certainly never had any infractions or anything like that. I deeply offend you on the regular. Yeah, to be honest, I'm just mostly aggressive to you guys in chat. To be honest, a bit too aggressive. If there's anything that I do that I probably shouldn't, it's telling people I don't care about their existence because they got gifted a sub, and it's stuff like that. But I don't think that really damages the... Oh, maybe it does. Someone came on the stream yesterday and said, why do so many content creators in this game hate the community? And I realized that I give this impression, apparently. So maybe that's not good. That's probably where I go too close to it. Alright, so we're going to do 15 laps here. I'm going to stop my local recording now because there's no reason for that. Yeah, the race is on the lower level. WP were to play PvP right now, if you send me 10 Jawbreakers, I will PvP. 10 Jawbreakers buys you 2 queues of PvP. I will do that. It's all for Spud 2. They deserve it. If you want me to PvP...
Oh, let's go to the Dragon Arena.
Power is in your hands. That was such a terrible bond, right? Because... Okay, we got it. That felt pretty good. How many breakers not to PvP? If someone sends me 10 and I go into PvP, and then you send me 10, I'll stop PvPing. I'll do whatever. You can manipulate my activity with 10 Jawbreakers. That's the price. Every man has his price. Mine's there. 10 Jawbreakers. Give me that hard candy. Like, in terms of being tasteful, right? Like, I just said hard candy. We had that guy mail us a hard candy yesterday. And we were talking about Guild Wars 2 Gone Wild. That's... But, again, I think that was, that was pretty much... We were talking about sexual... We weren't offering sexual content, but we were talking about sexual content within the context of Guild Wars. But I think we were doing it in a pretty adult, reasonable way, right? Like, we weren't making a big deal out of it. We were just sort of talking about the facts. And I sort of feel like that's how I'd rather act. So actually doing the race rather than the adventure is better here, because you could do the 3 laps rolled into one another over and over again really quickly. This is a pretty rubbish opening, but whatever. Oh, it's actually a really rubbish opening. Why? Where's all that gone? Let's redo that. Yeah, as long as it's second hand. Look, I'm just the not the fence. What am I? I'm just the go-between. I'll just tell you where to get it. It's not even like I was advertising the subreddit, to be honest. It's just the facts of the community, and I'm gonna hide from that. I feel like we're going really slow, and I don't know what it is. It keeps happening to me with roller beetles. We always end up hitting that wall on the right too much, and that orb, like, there's a weird jump I end up doing over the front of it. I think the real answer here is just take it easy. Don't push for a top time or anything. If you really try and min-max this, you're going to go wobbly off course, and you're going to just make the whole thing a little bit more tedious to play. Like, here's a really smooth, easy boost. Kenko smooth. Can't wait to get me some of that coffee today. Did I just hear a Guild Wars 1 ping noise? Did somebody just sub? I actually can't see overlays very well today because I have this Jawbreaker UI up so I can quickly tweak the text. Not that anyone's given one for a while. We've been at 60 for ages, so maybe I should actually turn that off. Oh, it was a host. I got a host from Ease Planeswalker. Thanks very much, Ease Planeswalker. It's good to see you. I hope everybody's enjoying themselves on this lovely morning. You got yourself some good breakfast. Kenko is bottom tier coffee. Oh, the coffee snobbery. It returns. Please tell me, Just Spiffin, what should I be drinking for coffee? Should I be grinding the beans myself? And pressing them? Should I be pouring a little bit and then... What is that stupid thing people do? What is that? You gotta, like, pour a bit of water, wait 20 seconds, pour a little bit of water, wait 20 seconds. Why do people go so hard with coffee, man? What is that variant of coffee that I'm talking about there? Enlighten me, chat. Come on, coffee snobs, let's hear it. I know you're out there, I know you're lurking, I know you're nervous as well. I know you're thinking, oh, I would respond. But WP's just going to mock me. I'm not going to mock you, I promise. I genuinely want to know, what's the point in that variant of coffee where you pour a bit, you wait. I mean, literally, talk about pissing your life away. What a waste of time. Not having your own coffee plantation. Whoa, did Valen just say if he gets enough keys, he'll do karaoke on the stream? Now that I'd be interested in seeing. Turkish coffee is good. I'm not going to mock you, just I am going to mock you. Do you know what's really, really sad about me these days, right? What's really sad is I am actually pretty mocking and I'm pretty, you know, in an exaggerated way. It's not genuinely how I feel all the time. It's just, you know, for a bit of entertainment or whatever, because people seem to thrive on it. But I do that a lot. But I'm so fragile lately. I'm so flinchy when I get a little bit of it back and it's out of nowhere. I'm so, like, it's really sad, to be honest. It's something I really don't like about myself. Oh, well. We'll wait a few more years and we'll grow up and it'll be okay. You drink your coffee at 80 degrees. Yeah, do you have a little coffee thermometer? Yeah? We'll make sure it's just the right temperature. Do you have a little heated coffee mat so that... Shit, we missed it. Were you working on a balance video? I am. Well, yeah, I guess the phrase working is fair. I have a balance video. I just need to do a couple of tiny little edits on it. It's nothing major, and just put it online. It's pretty much done. And I just don't know which channel to put it on right now. Maybe I should just embrace and be ready for Rangers to be salty at me that I once again am not in favor of the way their class is played. Oh, here, let's do this instead. Oh, I hit sign me up, so maybe I'm signed up anyway. We'll see what happens. You have a Neopresso pod machine. I think I probably will tweak my commentary track, actually, because the whole thing, the balance team should be embarrassed about what they've done. Saying it multiple times in the same video, I think maybe is a bit much. That'll probably get removed. But the rest of it, I think is totally fair. I'm just hoping that with a lot of my recommendations, I'm not actually changing damage. I'm not changing deadliness necessarily. I'm just changing people's opportunity to apply damage by impacting their mobility or their quality of life in some way. So I'm hoping that because I'm not actually advocating damage changes, you can keep your 40% Sikkim. I don't actually care about that. I really don't. I mean, I care about it a little bit because it's such an outlier of a skill. But there's no playmaking potential to Sikkim unless you're against someone that can stealth. That's the only time that there's any playmaking potential that comes out of it. It's not particularly intelligent, but, you know. So it's pretty much a dead utility skill if you're taking it just for damage. So you round out the quality of life elsewhere on the character. That alone stops people running Sikkim because they have to put the quality of life on their utility skills. So anyway, I'm hoping that basically, I don't really respect the opinions of people who think that Soul Beast is fine right now. Okay, just at the gate. I don't really think they know what they're talking about or should be listened to. And I suspect that since they have those deeply misguided opinions, they probably just care about damage numbers and modifiers In which case, you leave those alone and they'll be fine. They won't be happy. They won't see the nerfs that are coming. They won't see the severity of the changes. So that's my thinking.
Go ahead.
So we're in the actual race now. We're actually racing against other players. No, we messed it up. And because I read chat, Mad Mind says, being a 5-year main, it always makes me chuckle when WP goes on his Ranger rant. Oh, I did have something I needed to clarify. Someone who watches the VODs, hopefully they've not cringed and turned off by now. They might have. They might have. But if you're still there, whoever, someone left a message on one of the VODs saying, hey, WP, just another reminder, because we talked about this before, Ranger is not high vitality. You keep calling it high vitality, and it's not high vitality. And they're right. So basically, in the light armor band, you have a low vitality character, Ellie. You've got medium, which is Mesmer, and you've got high, which is Necro. In the heavy armor band, you've got low, which is Guardian. You've got medium, which is Revenant. You've got high, which is Warrior. And you might think that's true for the medium armor band as well. But it's not actually true. They're all just medium health. There's no low and there's no high. They're just all bang in the middle. So, I call Ranger high vitality, and I'm kind of wrong too. I will defend myself just a little bit, though. What I would just say is, everyone feels high vitality when you started the game as an Ellie main. Let me just put it that way. You are high vitality in comparison to some of the classes out there. And they are still innately tanky because of the leather armor over cloth armor. But you're right. Alright, and that's totally fair. I just said leather and cloth instead of light and medium. It's because of my Divinity playthrough. So, yeah, you're right. And I will try to hammer out my phrasing there and change it because it is technically wrong. Like, if I'm running a Sikkim Soul Beast, I have enough vitality to play Demo, not Marauder. I'd never play Marauder on a fucking Ranger. You joking? Go Demo. More value. Heals are equivalent to more work for you. And you have more than enough escape and cleanse to deal with the extra Condi threat. Demo, every time. You don't have low vitality. You feel tanky. Right, so that feels high to me. It's not actually high. It's not as much as a Warrior or Necro, I admit. But yeah.
Let's go to the Dragon Arena first.
This is a rough boost. Oh, I actually fixed that. That was really nice. Whatever I did there, what did I do? I went left. I went very left early. Whatever I did, I thought to myself, look, I'm just going to try and take this as easy as possible. And my instinct was to go out, swing out on the left a bit. And see, again, we can't turn because we're in the air because of getting a bit of air there. Need to do that a little bit differently. I think we just took first place, by the way, because didn't we just see a guy go YOLOing off on the left? Wasn't the guy in first? I think we just took first. Don't see anyone behind me either. Oh, now that we're in first, you hear that music. Got it. Oh, what the fuck? We were not in first. Someone was way ahead. Holy shit. No, 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 come on. That's not fair. Alright, maybe it's fair. Holy shit. That guy did super well. He was like quarter of a lap ahead of me. Alright, anyway, that's another 3 laps. Oh, did we get a jawbreaker? Oh, we did get 10. Okay, wait. Yeah, I'm going to take my horse to the Old Town Road. I'm going to ride till I can't no more. I'm going to take my horse to the Old Town Road. Oh, you want me to karaoke this? I don't know what this song is, though. I'm going to ride it till I can't no more. Kyo, Kyo. I got the horses in the back. Horse tack is attached. Hat is matte black. Got the boots that's black to match. Riding on a horse, huh? You can whip your Porsche. I've been in the valley. This sounds like a rap more than anything else. You ain't been off that porch now. You can't tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. There you go. That's not to PvP, but 10 jawbreakers? There you go. Little Nas X, Old Town Road. I genuinely don't know what the song is. Enjoy it. You've made me go red in the face now. Alright. Don't tell me I'm so out of touch. It's not me that's out of touch. It's the children who are wrong. Alright, let's go. This is where it's really nice not having a face cam. I genuinely, I don't really have a big problem with like blushing and going red in the face. But I feel really bad for people that do. Because life must just be so hard. Like anything remotely embarrassing or like that you're nervous about happens, you telegraph it to the world. And then you know that you're telegraphing it to the world because you've gone red. Which makes you go even more red. Like what a, that would be really, really hard to live life like that. Luckily, I think people in general start giving less fucks the older they give. The older they get, sorry. So, it probably becomes less of a problem as you get older, but still. Oh, there you go. Mr. Mazden is a confirmed blusher. Like, I'll feel my face get hot, but I won't, you know, see it in a mirror. I won't, you know, if I've ever... Well, last I checked anyway. It's not often that I'm in a social situation where I'll blush and also be at a mirror to confirm to myself. I can't really see it. You just blushed while it was being described. What made you blush while it was being described? Do you know what feels really good though? As a guy complimenting a lady and then you see her blush afterwards. That feels pretty good, man.
Go ahead.
I wonder what that's all about, evolutionary speaking. I suppose it's true as well if you're a girl or if you just like guys and you compliment a guy and you see him blush, I suppose. Right? But men are manly. They don't blush. They don't show their emotions. Alright, now don't hit this stupid fence. Look how easy that is. I can't believe I got clipped by that fence there. I mean, we never lost a place in the race, but still. The race is still going on. 12 people have finished it. Alright, there you go. Going the distance. We did it. We went the distance. 15 out of 15. These we'll just casually get. Stampede Survivor, repeatable up to 25. Okay, that's... Wait. Who told me that you only had to do 15 of these?
How disappointing.
Because it's... Oh, wait. No. Yeah, it's only 15. Okay. And then for that, we only need to do 5 for the annual... Should we just eat all our Zytaffy here as well? Yeah, because 3 gives you 5 AP. Yeah. It twigged eventually. I got there eventually. I didn't go on the rant. I saved face. Okay, so 177 coffers. An insignia we don't care about. Right, what time is it then? It's 20 past, so there's not a hologram event to tag. Actually, maybe there is a hologram tag thing to tag. It says the next one is in Lornars, but the prior one is probably already going. Here, look, and I bet it's a Dredgehorn, because we can see players here. Brexit education. Look, I don't know what 5 times 3 is. Look, I saw the number 25 there, and that confused me, alright? Because it's actually 25 divided by 5. Right, and then you go further. Oh, we got a jawbreak. Oh, I forgot to tick this down as well. Oh, we're halfway. NA is really out of... This is pretty good. We're over halfway. We're 49. Sanity Bitterbark. Hey, WP, I'm on EU, but this is for NA. Is it wrong of me to think that the elite specializations should haim one Condi? For example, Mirage should not only get Confusion and Necro only Torment, and they should combo to make you useless. And this way you can reduce Condi remove. Firebrand should also only get 1 tome for healing, and 2 and 3 should be a Condi remove and stab AoE. Is this a copy pasta? Is this like a forum copy pasta? Is it wrong of me to think that elite spec should have 1 Condi? For example, Mirage should only have Confusion. So you're saying acts and traits and stuff should only have Confusion. They shouldn't have mixed Torment in there as well. Because you appreciate that an elite specialization doesn't change the whole class. You're still largely seated in the established one. So a Mirage will still do Torment because it gets Scepter. And Scepter has Torment on it. Even if the Ambush doesn't have Torment, you still are a Mesmer that has Torment. So what value is it? I mean, it's of some value, I guess. And they should combo to make you useless. So what you want is you want... Also, Necro is not an elite specialization. Are you talking about Scourge? So what you want is like Mirage Scourge duos to like be particularly powerful because that's the only way to combine Confusion and Torment. Well, I kind of like the way you think, but I think where the game is balanced at the moment, they'd have to do a lot more than what you're asking because the core classes themselves would have to change. And what you're saying is not actually that crazy. On the boon side of the game, the devs have pretty much made clear that they want certain classes to be kings of certain boons. So like recently they made Stand Your Ground on the Guardian 10 targets, 10 target stab. And the reason they did that is they kind of want Guardian to be the stability class. There's other classes that do a bit of it, but Guardian is like the king. He owns stab in a way, right? So, you know, kind of having that for Condis as well, I suppose, is maybe an idea. But these would always be soft concepts, not hard concepts. And you're suggesting here that by having only 1 Condi on each thing, you don't need so much Condi removal in the game because individual Condi cleanses remove entire stacks. So, well, maybe, I don't know. You kind of colour away the intensity. I'm not sure what you're saying here. Do you think there's too much condition removal in the game? I think there's about as much condition removal as there needs to be to counter the amount of condition application. But you're right. If you limited application, you could limit removal as well to an extent as well. Firebrand should only get 1 tome for healing, which it does. The F2 is its only healing tome, and it should get 2 and 3. Skill 2 and skill 3 from the tome. Or are you talking about the other tomes? Because tome 2 is already the heal tome. Are you suggesting F1 should be a heal tome and F2 and F3 should be different ones? F2 should be a Condi cleanse tome and F3 should be a stability tome? The thing is, tomes are 5 skills, so you can't have all 5 skills doing the same thing unless they're ammunition and the page system changes completely. But a lot of what you're asking for is kind of already there. Is it wrong of you? The question is it wrong of you? I think your understanding of the game is a little bit off, but it's not necessarily wrong of you. Thank you very much for the Jawbreaker. Hopefully I gave you a good answer. Alright, and we missed the hologram now, because so let me go to Lornar's Pass, and we'll try that again. Wasn't it similar to already pre-expansion when they added Torment in the game? They gave it to more than Necro, but Necro was the king of it as Mesmer is the king of Confusion. But this person's saying the elite spec shouldn't spread it more. Yeah, I mean, I get the idea there, but there's something inherent to the idea of elite specializations. And that's, look, it's 5 minutes before this dings. I can't be bothered to sit around with that. Let's just open more pinatas, I guess. There's something inherent to the idea of elite specializations, which is that boundaries are crossed, you know. Like, you will see a stealthing necromancer one day, or a stealthing warrior one day, or something like that, because they're crossing... You know, the idea is to shuffle things around to an extent, but in a limited and hopefully intelligent way. Like, there's something fun about the idea of being a warrior who can stealth. There's something fun about the idea of being a necro that can stealth. There's something fun about the idea of being a very high mobility. Well, I don't know. They can only cross boundaries to a certain degree, again, because the core class is always available. And you can't have such a tanky thing as a warrior. You can't give it, like, the equivalent of SD Thief mobility, right? You just can't do that in an elite spec. You can't, because it's so tanky, it's so sturdy, and it has so much might access and so much damage. Even without any elite specializations, you're just asking for trouble. So it can only ever go so far, but to an extent, you know, it is about adding new playstyles, and quite often playstyles that are borrowing from other classes. Yeah, I agree, Nocta. Well, somewhat. I actually think Ranger has got so much stealth access nowadays. In the way it can utilize combos with Smoke Scale and Longbow 3 on its cooldown and its stupid access. I genuinely would consider Ranger a stealth class at this point. I genuinely would. Not to mention trap builds with Trapper Runes, which aren't that good, but again, there's so much stealth access there. I really would call it a stealth class. And I think that sickens me that I actually feel that way. It sickens me. But it is. An NG I would call a stealth class as well. But yes, you're absolutely right, I agree. But only because it's a bit of something of everything. You know, an Alchemy, Elixir S, Scrapper, there's a lot of stealth on there. There is a lot of stealth on there. Hey WP, favourite ice cream flavour? Thank you so much for this, Jawbreaker. Did I forget to tally the previous one? In which case we're now down to 47. I guess it depends on the mood I'm in, but I think if I want a fancy answer or an interesting answer, I think tiramisu. No, not tiramisu. What am I talking about? What's it called? Holy shit. What's the... Okay, imagine ice cream lasagna. What's that called? I'm not saying cheese and pasta. I'm saying it's like slices of crunchy chocolate, like, interspliced with ice cream. I can't remember what it's called. Viennetta. There you go. Thank you. Viennetta. Let's go with Viennetta. Viennetta is a pretty goddamn good ice cream. That's a fancy answer there. Viennetta. But for a more generic answer, I mean, you can't go wrong with, like, there's a lot of different Ben & Jerry's that's obviously very tasty. You can't go very wrong with cookie dough or brownie or whatever.
Nothing going on here.
Yeah, Viennetta is ice cream lasagna. Come at me, chat. That's exactly what it is. And I love how people immediately got it in chat as well. They knew. They knew. Or a couple of you did. Thank you for the Jawbreaker. To be honest, guys, we're kind of done. We got the minis. We've got all the data. It's not been a great one, I think, in a way. We got a lot of stuff here for Spud 2. I mean, unless we're suddenly going to start getting lots of Jawbreakers coming in and I'll answer questions, we're kind of done for today. I'm not sure what else I really want to do on Master for today. Maybe if the Maws of Torment is about to come up again, I'll go for that. Let's have a look. No, the Maws of Torment's in like half hour. Please give me 3 tips regarding rotating in PvP, mainly for Scourge, please. I'm new to PvP, and I think I could improve in this regard. Like, I don't know what to do when we win the team fight at mid. Okay, well, the first thing I would always recommend you do on Scourge is get used to looking on the bottom right of your UI here above your minimap to see kills that are going on. And making sure you're looking at the minimap itself too and your party's health bar. These are 3 places you can look for the same thing, which is knowing if everyone else on your team is dying. Any Necro build, the main thing you should look out for, the #1 main thing, is to see if you're basically alone on the map. If 3 of your allies are on respawn and the last guy is being bled, there's basically nothing you can do except get somewhere safe. Because you really don't do that well while outnumbered. I mean, Scourge can do okay while outnumbered in certain scenarios. Depends on the map. Skyhammer, you can do very well. Like, you can be on a kite spot and cleave a lot and lots of AoE to pressure people away. But in general, you really, you're a character that really wants to work with your allies and your allies' positioning as much as possible. So that will save you a lot of times. Most Scourges and most new Necros, and myself too, when I'm struggling on that build and when I'm not doing well, it's because I'm not thinking enough in terms of where my allies are and what they're doing, and I end up getting snowballed really hard, and that you just have so little escape potential. So many other classes are really forgiving because they've got the mobility and they've got the disengage, but Necro just doesn't, so you cannot afford to be left out on that. So that's the first thing I would say. Second of all, don't trust any Firebrand or Tempest or anyone that's trying to... Don't trust them. They don't know how to stay with you. They don't know how to Zerg with you. They don't know how to watch for you in fights. Don't trust them. So you're going to have to take it on yourself to try and push engagements that they're doing. But then you get kind of Zergy. I think the main thing you need to watch out for in these classes is just very good player awareness. You need to know how many people you're fighting and where they are. And I think the biggest thing that makes a Scourge a good player versus anything else is getting absolute max range value out of your marks. You want to be hitting people at 1300 range. You want your max range mark, the back edge of it, to clip someone. You want that pressure. You want that chill on there. You want that bleed on there. You want them to be dodging already at the maximum fucking range every time. And also, the best tip for Scourge as well is learn how to use free cam and just keep spamming shades and marks away from you as you run away. You have so much pressure to be constantly running away at full speed. Definitely never backpedal on that class on Scourge. You can just be constantly pressuring. Mark, mark, mark. Trail of Anguish, cleaving them with burnings. Just always run. Just always keeping away from people. Always, 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 always. And when they get close, hide in your Ghastly Breach. You wanted rotation tips, but I actually think playstyle is a bigger thing there. And your specific question of whether you push far after the initial mid. Well, it's actually a very strong play. If you've butchered them, if you've won close and they're all dead and you've won mid, if you've butchered them, if everyone in unison pushes far and swings for that final node and just pressures out the gate respawn, you can 500-0, you can win the game very quickly on a lot of maps. It can be harder on some. Forest, for example, you got the side gate. But your team has to do it with you. If you try and go for that snowball push and the others like rotate back to take beasts, or to over-rotate into a 1v1 at close or whatever, don't do it on your own. You cannot do it on your own. You always have to think about where your allies are. And in that case, stick with them a little bit more. Ideally, you don't want to be holding nodes, but it's better for you to hold a node than a Firebrand. If you have a support, let the support rotate off instead of you. Because the support has 0 win condition in a 1v1. He's just going to get pressured until he gets plussed or, you know, and dies or gets the help, right? It's inefficient to leave a support. And support only is getting value if it has heals for people. That's the only way you get value out of a support. So leave the Scourge in that situation. But most other times, you want to leave Hollows behind. You want to leave Mesmers behind. You want to leave Warriors behind. Pretty much anything else in the game you want to leave behind. And you want to be pushing up with the team fight with the Firebrand. But push comes to shove, he has priority to rotate off than you. I think in general. That's all I can really give for tips. I'm not really a massive Necro player, but that's what I understand about it. That's how I... And thank you very much for the Jawbreaker. Good luck in there. Lixer. Hi, WP. Have you ever thought about doing another competition similar to the Elite Spec one from years ago? We actually did lots of these. Ultimately, I don't really think it was worth the time and energy. Maybe it's a fun idea. But I have a lot of fun ideas that I'm still not doing. So I'd rather do those first. It's a cool thought. And, you know, the series I do with Boots, Elite Speculation, in some ways kind of steals the thunder from that. But in a better way, because I actually get to make videos out of that. And people watch those and then maybe go to Patreon afterwards or whatever. Yeah, if you're playing Blood Scourge as well, there's a whole other dimension of things to think about in terms of porting bodies at the right time and saving everyone. But you're a team fighter, okay? Don't go alone. You're a team fighter. Largely speaking, you're a team fighter. Even if you can win... Because here's the thing with Necros, right? Even if you win a lot of 1v1s, like you're playing a core Necro, you can win a lot of 1v1s. You can do really well. There's some fucking powerful variants. But you do not do well when plus. The second you're outnumbered, you do not do well. You're too easy to CC lock. You're too easy to pressure. You're too slow. So you cannot afford it. It's too much of a risk. It's a fundamental quality of that class. It's not enough to be able to 1v1. You have to be able to survive 1vx. And Necro struggles with that. A lot of the time. Anyway, thank you for the Jawbreaker. And here we get another one. Fluorescent shish. Another question. Don't get this wrong. I love what you do. You're awesome. But have you ever thought what you will be doing outside of Guild Wars? Have you thought about any other projects? P.S. Can I play guitar on your stream sometimes? Yeah, I think about doing stuff outside of Guild Wars all the time. All the time. And I don't take any offense to that. Can you play guitar on my stream? No. That seems weird. What you can do is you can record yourself playing guitar. And if it's Guild Wars related, and if it's cool sounding, you can make a YouTube video, and I'll play the video on stream. But I'm not going to, like, sit in a Discord channel while you play the guitar, sorry. But thank you very much for the Jawbreaker. Thank you. Spud2 appreciates that. He just wants to play you a love song. Oh, yeah, we did get the Ecto Gamble. All right, let's do one Sandstorm. You guys ready to do some money? What have we got? 347 gold. I would really love to win big today. I would really love to, just because I wasted so... Well, we didn't waste, but we spent so much money yesterday. But I already won two in a row yesterday. I already won, so... is this the gambler's fallacy right now? Like, what am I doing? Look, the house always wins. Statistics have a meaning in the world, right? Just because I've waited 24 hours, it doesn't change those facts. So surely... I have a higher chance of losing right now than I otherwise would. But
excuse me, sir.
Isn't that the gambler's fallacy? There is nothing in the universe that remembers yesterday. So why are statistics a thing? How do statistics work? There's no magic force that remembers yesterday. So in theory, we have every bit of a chance to win. Our odds shouldn't be lower today. But they should be lower because we already won big multiple times in a row. How does the universe work? Genuinely. I know I'm being a bit cringy here, but I actually can't wrap my head around that. I genuinely can't wrap my head around that little aspect there. Like, there's no difference between me rolling 10 in a row versus rolling 1 every day for 10 days. There's no difference. And yet, I feel like... I don't know. So basically, we should not win here. But then, we also shouldn't be... There is no memory. Gambling knows no memory. I don't know. You ready? 3, 2, 1. And we lost. Oh, no, we got 150 cards! See, look. We've now had 3 rolls in a row where we got 150 cards. Oh, that's actually about breaking even, actually, there, isn't it? I think. Because the Ectos. We spent 200 Ectos on 50 gold. That's what we just did. We spent 200 Ectos on 50 gold. And so it's about breaking even. Because we never got many massive globs. But still, I've got 150 cards 3 rolls in a row now. Surely that means tomorrow, the house is going to get even eventually, right? Otherwise, the stats mean nothing. So surely there is a cosmic memory going on here. Otherwise, how do stats work? All right, look. Am I articulating this phenomenon correctly? All right. What visual mod do I use for my graphics? Guild Wars 2 Hook. The live stream. Yeah. Look, guys. If there was ever proof of God. Statistics is not probability. Statistics is data analysis. It's past tense. Probability is prediction. Future tense. Look, I genuinely need an education in these areas. Because that sounds like you might be onto something there. Yes, does throwing a 6 on a dice today make it less likely you throw a 6 tomorrow? There's an amazing number file video. You guys should definitely watch. I can't remember. There's a guy from New Zealand. I think it's New Zealand. Or maybe he's an Aussie. I don't know. Anyway, where he plays a game with cards. Oh, with coin tosses. And basically, he has the dude flip 20 coins. The guy's a mathematician, right? And he has a person flip 20 coins. And he predicts, he says, every time I guess correctly, if it's going to be heads or tails, you have to give me $5. And every time I guess it wrong, I'll give you $5. All right? So as far as this game seems, it's like you just break even, right? Because the guy is heads or tails. It's 50-50. The guy cannot win money. But so they play it, and they flip 20 coins. And because...
I'm sorry, we're having trouble finding room for all of you.
Anyway, he looks into the maths of it, and he always comes out in the positive with money. Always, because you just know, like, if 4 heads in a row have already been rolled, like, the odds of that ever happening again in that set of 20 are so low that you can eliminate that possibility from the randomness now. I don't know. It's a crazy video. It's mind-blowing. It's really cool. The law of large numbers. Is that what I should look up from Wiki? It's not like a con or a trick. It's just a mathematician applying simple understanding of statistics to this game. It's really cool. It's fascinating. He talks about the maths behind it. Holy shit, Lilith. I hope this will do. Sorry, I don't have the money to get you another Jawbreaker. I hope this will do if you don't already have it. Anyway, if you're still answering questions, what are your thoughts on the sub-only streams idea from Twitch? I'm going to send this back because I don't need it, and you're doing this for a guild, and it's not relevant for Master. But I'll answer your question anyway. What are my thoughts on sub-only streams? Maybe I'll do them one day, but I don't really feel the need to. And this is for the role. Thank you very much, Zaphod. Thank you. I don't really feel the need to do more streams. Sub-only streams. I just hope people sub, basically. Just please sub if you're enjoying this. Go for a sub, hopefully, or donate if it feels fun. Then this is worth my time. But yeah, you know, going crazy about all that stuff. You know, there's about 1 billion things on Twitch I could and should look at, and I just don't. Have I ever tried it for 14? And if not, why? Because of the sub fee, I never really tried it. Guys, that's it. Unless I get another Jawbreaker and have another question, I think we'll leave it there before this gets really boring and directionless and weird. This has been brilliant, though, because we have 66 Jawbreakers, which means we only need 44 more for Spud 2. So if you guys are just as generous tomorrow, we'll get the dragon for the second guild again as well. It's like the whole deal or no deal trick. If you end with £250,000 in a £1 box, you should always swap the box because the probability dictates it is more likely to be in the box that you don't have. Yeah, because the game started with your odds were 1 out of 30. And it was and if you've dissolved it all the way to the end of the game, the odds are still 1 out of 30 that you picked it up at the beginning. So swap the boxes. Right? Does that work? Nobody's even going to understand that unless they're from the UK and have watched Deal or No Deal. It is genuinely magic to me. You know, there's like that joke. There's like mathematicians. They like do math tricks, right? With just like simple sums, and they'll do some sleight of hand in it to make you think that 1 + 1 = 3, for example. To me, that's magic. That is magic. That's the magic of the universe right there, because I just don't get it. The Monty Hall problem. Should we read out the Monty Hall problem? I think I know the Monty Hall problem. I think I've heard that before. Let's do the Monty Hall problem. Oh, it's about goats and... Alright, it's a form of probability puzzle. Alright, here you go, guys. Here's the Monty Hall problem. You ready? Listen. We're going to ride a dragon, and we're going to do a brain teaser. Are you ready? Listen, guys, very carefully. Alright, whatever you're doing in-game right now, stop fighting. Alright, focus. Listen. Suppose you're on a game show, and you've given the choice of 3 doors in front of you. Behind one door is a car. Behind the others are goats. You get to pick a door, say number 1, and the host knows what's behind the doors. He opens another door, say number 3, and he reveals to you that door number 3 had a goat. And now he said to you, your choice was number 1, and now he's just shown you that there was a goat behind number 3. He now says to you, do you want to change your decision from door number 1 to door number 2? Is it your advantage to accept his offer and switch your choice? That's the Monty Hall problem. I have heard this before. So, let's role play as the guy with this decision. So, I have 3 doors, and I might get a car, right? And I'm thinking to myself at the start of this, all right, I've got a 1 in 3 chance of getting this right, okay? I've got 1 in 3 chance. So now I pick door number 1, because whatever, it's just random. I'll pick door number 1. And now the host has revealed that door number 3 was not the car. So now I'm looking at 2 doors, and I'm thinking, well, there's 2 doors. It's a 50-50 chance. So is there any point in switching my choice? Now, to the layman and the casual thinker... You're going to think, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's still 50-50, right? And it's whatever. But the Monty Hall problem illustrates that it's actually always correct to swap the door. Now, I'm not reading Wiki right now. My memory of the logic for why it's correct to swap the door, my memory of this is that because the host knows which door the car has, and he's never going to pick the car, he's on a 2 out of 3 odds, basically. It's something like that, right? Because he's never going to pick the car, and he's now picked door number 3, and I picked door number 1. It's a 2 out of 3 chance that it's door 2 with the car. I have not illustrated that properly, but that's the idea, right? And there's a graph you can look at if you guys want to see. But that's the Monty Hall problem. That's the brain teaser. Hope you guys enjoyed. Oh, I asked for a sub and I got one. Thank you very much, Alan6. So that's it for the stream. We're done, guys. I'm not going to drag this out anymore. We'll be back tomorrow. Oh, God, we got mail. Okay, hey, WP, not sure if you've addressed this recently, but do you have an ETA for when Season 2 videos will be starting? Several weeks at least. I did actually talk about this a while back. Thank you so much for the Jawbreaker for the guild, but it was a while ago that I was talking about this. Yeah, on yesterday's stream, honestly, go look at the Jawbreakers yesterday. This exact question came up. I gave a good long answer. Thank you. Thank you very much for that, Jawbreaker. Sorry you got gypped out, but it would literally just be a repeat of what we said yesterday. Yeah, so let me check my events and see if we had what subs we had and if we had a donation that I missed, as occasionally I do miss those and I feel quite bad about it. I did have it up a second ago. Here it is. So Alan SYX with the sub, thank you very much, his 7th month. We had a mini host of 2 viewers from Ease Planeswalker, thank you. Tyson tipped $3. Thank you, and asked what's a usable ranked PvP build if you have an average ping of 300. I think Mirage variants are quite forgiving on high ping. I think, basically, I think avoid melee. I think melee is really tricky on high ping. And avoid high teleportation. I think that's frustrating on high ping. So those two combined pretty much completely rules Thief out in my estimation. I think Scrapper's probably okay. I mean, it's kind of melee, but, you know, it's a lot of just... It feels more passive than other things. I think Scrapper's probably my highest recommendation for a 300 ping plus build. I think some Necro builds, for what it's worth, can actually get away with 300 ping. I think a lot of builds can get away with 300 ping. Just don't play anything that's very mechanically precise. Play something that's valuable for being correctly positioned, right? I think Necro, like Scourge, certainly at certain ratings levels, definitely is very comfortable on 300 ping. Because it's being skillful on it is disengaging early and being positioned correctly in fights, rather than getting the precise timing on your Mark III or Chillblains, right? Or, oh, did I press Desert Shroud at the correct time? I mean, come on, you're just spamming AoEs out. So the skill of those classes is seated in other things. So I think that, yeah, maybe those are better. So thank you as well. Thanks for the tip. Sir Kiwi as well. Earlier with the $3, which we already read out. We had all those gifted subs from Demon King Taku. Cool Boy Jake. Very appropriate name. And SCX. So thank you, everybody. That was brilliant. Tomorrow I'll have another 300,000, 200,000 karma, something like that. And we'll get more minis. And we'll do more Maws of Torment. In fact, the Maws are going to be up soonish, and in-game I'll do it. I might even have all the Dragonite, Crystalline Ore for the next mini on that as well. By the way, one thing I did want to express on today's stream, I think the coolest thing we got yesterday was this. This feels really good, guys, to have all of this. We just need to make Verdurak. Maybe we make Verdurak next. I do like this Warhorn. What do you guys think? And we need the gramophone from Halloween. But the rest of it we're done with the section. I think we might have enough medallions for our racing medallions for our next purchase on that as well tomorrow. All right, there you go. Thank you, everybody. Have a good day. Enjoy your breakfast. See you tomorrow.